crossover. Oh, killer crossover.
Just crossover.
It just crossed him over nastily.
Another victim to the crossovers. Cross him up and sit him down.
The crossover is powered by Everlevel Concrete Repair in Omaha at everlevelconcrete.com. John?
Yeah.
How are you? How's your day?
How's yours?
It's going great, man. It's going
Awesome.
phenomenal. You got
What's
better.
cackling Rosie over here yelling?
Your like 5-second delay hi was one of the funniest moments on the show in recent memory.
I was terrified that there was a problem and you couldn't hear.
Yeah.
I actually at the exact same time, as soon as Matt started talking, remember the Firefox doesn't automatically mute the tab, and I could hear him coming back through my computer. So I was anticipating him saying, "Turn your computer off."
Oh,
and so I was clicking that, and that's why there was the delay.
I thought you were just being rude to my intro.
No.
You're being like, "Hi, John. How are you?"
No, not at all. Not at all. You look great. You sound great.
Wow,
You
what
had
a
a great show
compliment.
today.
wow.
Look at me. I do need compliments. I don't get enough compliments. All I get is Josh telling me how much I suck.
We
And
Cupcakes
Carol
gotta
telling
stick
me how
together 'cause
fat
our
I
teams
am.
suck.
I tell you how much you suck.
Josh goes, "You suck at your job. I'm a
Okay.
runner. I'm
He
so
does.
great."
I don't
He
think
is.
I
You
said
know.
any of those words.
And then Carol
Josh is-
goes, and then Carol,
Judgmental Josh is what we call him.
judgmental Josh. That's what I call him. What a judgmental man he is. I mean, an itty bitty brain he has.
What
Just
did
so
Carol call you?
judgmental.
Tiny little head.
Clearly, he's making up for something.
Your Trump's
being
getting pretty
so
good. It's a bad impression, though, because it's incoherent.
clearly,
got him.
Clearly, he's making up for something. That's what I say. The people who are rude, they're always making up for something below the belt. I mean,
Hey, Matt,
itty bitty
have you
Josh.
thought about fixing your camera because you look like crap right now?
I look like John. There's no difference.
Yours is a little blurrier than John.
Also, different angle.
Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
Much
Oh, yeah,
clearer.
you just didn't have it on the
A much clearer camera from
the
Matt.
other camera.
Yep. Good job
other
by you,
camera.
Matt.
I just like it right here. Because
Yeah.
I got to look into Josh's eye or John's eyes that I can't really see. You look like that light is really coming in on you. You know, it's really
It's
bright.
called
Well,
the sun.
camera constantly adjusts to
What?
different surround because it's I don't have the lights turned on in here, but it's very bright out here. See,
Yeah.
look at this view. Look at this beautiful view
Wow.
that I have of Haymarket Park.
Where's the hay?
Are we
Wow.
getting a cam show tonight, John? Are we going to get a booth cam?
Oh, the John Cam.
Booth cam. How come?
I don't know.
Okay.
Cool.
You have to ask Connor.
Happer's
I'm not-
probably driving right now. Happer, let's do the booth cam again. That is so cool.
Hey, John, just
I like the booth.
John,
He's got to have the gimmick to do that.
The
John,
gizmo.
can you just stop showing me the field? By the way, I'm good. That was one look. I don't need to see.
You don't want to see the field? Play
You
ball.
don't want to see the field. You know what you didn't see? They painted a nice bright red end.
No, I don't want to see. I don't want to see that.
The
crap.
end
They
state
just
I
did
don't want to
that.
see
They
that
just
crappy
did that. It looks
stadium.
great. Now they're going to put a big Creighton logo in center field. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. What it?
By the way, I got a challenge today.
Oh.
I got a challenge today for all of our Crime Town listeners.
Hell yeah.
Because
Oh,
it was in this ballpark that we coined the nickname Crime Town.
Wait, is that true?
Yes, I was
Whoa.
here because that was 2 years ago
During the
During the-
mayoral election, right?
during the mayoral election when one of the two parties decided to castigate the other candidate by saying that crime, this town was crime ridden. And so they did this whole video about how this town was all crime ridden when it actually wasn't.
Correct.
yeah.
And so we gave it the nickname Crime Town. But I got a challenge for everybody here.
Okay.
So here, let me do it again, Matt. I'm going to piss you off.
I mean,
But
it's
way
just-
out
I
there-
don't want to stop seeing.
Way out there between here and
He's
the
pulling a Nick
stadium,
Grimm.
way out here between the ballpark and the Memorial Stadium. that's that big-
Chemtrails.
That's that big thing up there. Is I-180.
Okay.
I want to get everybody who drives by today on I-180 to honk their horns for us.
Oh,
You think
And
you'll
I
be able to
promise,
hear him?
I promise it. I don't know. I mean, I do have the crowd mic.
You need one of those. You need a big old truck.
yeah.
We do. I mean, it might be hard to hear,
We're
but
getting-
Super
Echo.
Galaxy John.
if you honk your horn, I promise your team will win tonight.
I remember
How's that
working.
I love that idea, John.
I was working in Lincoln during that time, during the mayoral election, during when it was
KLIN?
It was Crime
at
Town.
KLIN, and they were like, "Oh my God, You have 11 homicides.
Remember
This has never happened before.
Still around.
Yeah, they're like 11 homicides. This has never happened before. I'm like, not from where I'm from specifically, but from the surrounding area.
So you're saying it's not a big deal that people got killed?
Yeah, you're so desensitized.
This is the
to
classic Peterson. This is the class. Now he'll go, Matt McMurder. Matt likes murder. Matt likes killing people. Matt, you're really for crime? You like crime, Matt?
Who else like
you
killing
like
people?
people dying? Matt McDeath.
Designated Hitler.
Under.
And there it is.
Hey, what do you think about this comment from Bigelow? Nice view of the morgue out there on the other side of the interstate.
Wow.
What's the
Harsh.
I missed it. John, you want to show us that angle again? Let's see what he's talking about. Is he talking about Memorial Stadium?
That big thing way out there with the 2 red ends on it.
God, imagine we're going to spend $1 billion on that thing. Talk about putting lipstick on a pig. I mean,
So you are pro destroy it and raise a new stadium from the ashes.
I don't have any opinion on it.
Honestly,
I know.
I think that's the best.
Should we do an Insta poll, John?
Insta poll.
Insta poll. I love it.
Insta
Let's do
poll.
an Insta
Polls, that's instant.
Oh, that's a great idea.
It would be nice to have a blow. It would be nice to have.
So what are we putting on the old Insta poll?
Should Nebraska
should we rename Memorial Stadium instead of the old gray lady, the morgue?
The new blue man.
Oh, I thought the Insta poll was going to be, should we just tear it down?
That's the question. Should Nebraska destroy Memorial Stadium and build a new one? I'll do destroy it. Caps.
It probably
destroy.
It probably would be more efficient.
All right. Option 1, yes. Option 2, no. Put 1 or 2 in the chat.
Oh my God, I've been obscured by the Insta poll.
There we go. We
Hello,
move it over.
Yeah, we'll
next
just
to
block
Nick.
Nick. He's
No,
not
but see,
important.
Nick during the crossover is slid over in the perfect
he
spot.
jumps things
Otherwise,
over.
I'll disseminate NBA today.
Vote
We'll
1
we'll
or
make-
2.
God, please don't disseminate the NBA.
We'll make Nick like Mike Wazowski on the magazine. We'll just cover him up.
Nice. That's a
Tay
Monsters, Inc.
writes
reference.
Thank you.
Insta hole. Is that how Tay and Alex created that baby of theirs? An Insta hole.
I know what an Insta hole looks like.
Wow.
Congratulations.
I know the old market.
Wow, there's a lot of ones coming in right now.
I mean, if we're talking about efficiency perspectives,
Yeah.
probably would be more efficient just to, tear
But
it
more
down.
Well, define
expensive.
efficient because $2 billion is a lot of efficient.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Or
how big is this?
inefficient.
We talked about it yesterday. If you wanted it to be 75,000.
75,000.
Whoa. So you're probably talking about a $2.1, $2.2 billion.
Yep.
Monstrosity.
It would
Who's
be
paying for
nicer.
that?
It would be nicer. It would be.
It would
There would
be
be more.
nicer.
Would be nicer. It'd be
But
more
who's paying
comfortable.
for it?
There would
But
be more
what if
accommodation.
But what if?
Look, here's the thing. Guys, cut it out. I don't care. I don't give a damn if they
Wow.
play in garbage bags.
I
don't care if they
you,
play what the
severe?
jerseys look like. I don't care if they
You're not
play.
one of those
They could
people, are
play
you?
in my backyard. All right. It's not that big of
Is
a
your
deal. They
backyard that
tear it
big?
down. They don't tear it
Wow.
down. They
McRich.
renovate it. They build a new one. Just as long as my back isn't aching in the third quarter while I'm watching them get their ass kicked by Ohio State.
Back
I
aiding
don't
in the
care.
third quarter when you're watching from the press box, Mr. Comfy Pants.
When was the last time I didn't go to one in-person game last year?
Do you remember Arrowhead, Matt?
I didn't
was
go to
there.
one in-person game in Memorial Stadium because I was doing all of your jobs. Is what I was doing while you guys were all, I'm doing the pregame and I'm at a Blur tailgate. I'm the backup PA or whatever. I was the one who was doing the work.
Interesting. Who is that person? Backup PA.
Hmm.
Fascinating.
We did work at the tailgate. We weren't just chugging beers and doing shot skis all the
Wait,
time.
you were at the tailgate.
No,
you're
I
talking about the
wasn't.
pregame tailgate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lazy.
Yeah, Michael and I did a little pregame show.
And it always started on time.
It always started on time, never an hour early.
Never.
It did start on time.
The
I just
wizard
thought of
arrives
something too.
precisely when he means to.
If they decided to raise the stadium,
Yeah.
and they're going to need another place to play.
Yeah.
They could
Gretna.
just put a football field out here on Haymarket Park.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
That sounds like the worst idea in the history of ideas.
And people could sit on the bank on the berm out there that goes up to the interstate. That could
You know what?
That could be part of the seating.
How about this?
They got a big screen here and everything. They got a press box. They
We-
got concessions. They got beer. They could do it.
We take
and lots of seats.
the money from the Memorial Stadium renovations and we build a dome. All right. And then
I hate you.
we
What?
have the basketball team play at Pinnacle Bank Arena too. And then we move the football team to Haymarket Park. How about that?
Terrible idea. Chance writes, we need a certain Middle Eastern group to
It was
help
a
with
joke.
our
It was
stadium
called
project.
sarcasm.
Oh,
Certain Middle Eastern group.
what
Yeah,
about that?
Bryson DeChambeau becomes the biggest Cornhusker
It's
fan.
time for Liv in Nebraska to handshake meme it up.
The Live
That would
Stadium.
be awesome.
Would it be
Nebraska-
awesome?
Live
John-
Stadium, Lincoln, Nebraska.
Oh
John-
my gosh.
John Bishop for Saudi Arabia.
John loves
I
Saudi
didn't
Arabia.
say that.
Is
I
that-
He
didn't
loves
say
the
that.
Live
That's not my
Tour. He
idea.
loves Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, you
Big
love
fan of Saudi
music.
Arabia.
You love music at the golf courses, don't you?
Love
John's
that.
listening to White Iverson, while he's playing around
Who's
the
White
golf.
Iverson?
It's the Post Malone song.
Okay,
I'm
never heard of it.
I'm watching.
When John,
It's
only
not
when
funny.
you sing. Only when you sing.
It's not funny.
When Chance first put that comment in, I was not thinking the PIF was the direction he was going.
Oh, you were thinking,
A little more 2001.
oh, interesting.
That's
Oh,
where
I
my
thought
brain
you
went.
what, the Iranians? I mean,
Just because it's Chance.
Yeah, Nick was thinking,
The way John said that. Well, the Iranians. The Iranians.
the Libyans.
The Libyans.
Great reference, John. Great reference, John.
John Bishop, soft on
Great
crime.
Scott. The
By the way,
Libyans.
We are at 80% yes. Nebraska should destroy Memorial Stadium.
People hate that old gray lady.
They
I can't
really
believe
do.
this.
It's like
I mean,
you with Sister Jean.
You want them to not destroy it, John? You want them to keep it?
Yes, absolutely. They can do it. They can figure out a way to do the things they need to do.
Wow, it's like we've been saying about that for Nebraska football for 20 years. They can do it. They'll figure it out. How can they not figure
Is
it out?
Memorial Stadium the perfect representation of Nebraska football?
It's old.
Holding on to the old ways.
The best thing
Wow.
that's ever happened to those stadiums happened 30 years ago. I mean,
Wow.
Trying to fit new features in an old system.
yeah.
This is perfect.
We've just been like, no, we're gonna fix it this time. This year
Guys,
will
don't
be
worry, it'll be
Dude,
better.
I was working in Lincoln when we introduced the Memorial Stadium project. But Nebraska had a different president, a different chancellor, and a different athletic director when this thing got first
Sure they
announced.
did.
Same head coach though.
Sure they did.
Mhm.
And then everything went sideways.
Every year is the year we're going to do it. This is the year it's going to be on the agenda.
Keena, the new stadium should be named in memory of the old stadium. We can call it Memorial Stadium, Memorial Stadium.
No,
Excellent
wouldn't it be,
idea.
No, wouldn't it be Memorial
Stadium.
Yeah, presented by
No, it would
Akers
just be
in
Memorial
1890.
Stadium.
And
I love that idea. That's a great idea.
I mean,
I like
knowing
the
the new
idea of
stadium, they'll
Memorial
put so many
Stadium.
different sponsorships on the naming rights. It'll be crazy.
that's what they should do. I'm stunned still that it's called Memorial Stadium. Give it a sponsor. Slap a
Wow.
sponsor on
You
it.
hate the troops?
Nope. It could be blank
That's
Memorial
Nick.
Stadium.
Is
Wow.
Memorial Stadium World War I troops or World War II troops?
World
World
War
War
I.
One.
Okay.
Yeah.
Josh Hodson or
Originally.
Josh Peterson doesn't like veterans. That's crazy.
I love
That's
that.
insane.
Actually,
Those who fought and
technically, it's
died.
all of the wars, according to the inscription.
Those who fought and lived.
I mean, those are cool too. Thank you for your service. What'd you say, John? Sorry, I missed it.
I take it or leave it.
It's all right.
Okay. All right.
You guys are just rattling on.
Joe in Vegas says, God, yes, knock it down and build a real stadium. Play 3 years at Arrowhead and bite the bullet. Nothing screams fun like watching Forever 5-7 program in a new stadium. They could have what the Raiders are. Okay, now he's just
Now he's just
kind of
rambling.
tailed off.
Now
Is
it's
there
tailing off.
not a closer football field they could play at that isn't Arrowhead?
I mean, how
Just have them
big
just-
are you wanting it to be?
Just
Nick?
have them play on the West Lawn.
If you the closest stadium would technically be Kearney, but that place is how big, John? Like 15,000?
If that.
I mean, they
that-
can keep the sellout streak going though.
They definitely
You
could.
don't have to do a VIP experience to keep the sellout streak
So
going.
the
at
Bears,
Kearney.
when they fixed up Soldier Field a couple decades ago,
Thanks for the quotation
yeah,
marks.
they played in Champaign, which is like 2.5 hours away from Chicago. So playing at Arrowhead's not that crazy of an idea. And they'd fill it up. They'd fill it up. It would do the
catch
job.
would be
yeah,
if they-
but it's a
is
little
being able to coordinate it with the Chiefs.
Correct.
It's a little bit different though when you're going from NFL to college compared to college to the NFL. It's a little bit different.
In what
Like,
way?
Well,
It'd be a step up. If anything, it'd be prestigious.
all of the people in Champaign were massive Chicago Bears fans. When the
Yeah.
Bears went and
There's
played
a
in
lot of Nebraska
Champaign,
fans down in KC.
Kevin Suits.
I mean, come on. Nebraska fans would travel to.
It'd be just fine.
no, but no. I'm not saying whether or not they wouldn't travel, guys. I'm just saying like when the Bears were in Champaign, Kevin Suits and I know plenty of people who were in Champaign as college students during that time when they
Yeah.
played in Champaign. It was the greatest year of their life.
Okay.
It was insane.
So what? I'm confused. What does that mean?
Well, it's just a little like there's not as big of a conglomerate of Kansas City fans who are also Husker fans that are there at Arrowhead as comparison to the people.
So you're worried that they wouldn't be able to fill up the stadium?
No, not that they wouldn't fill up the stadium, but I don't think there would be nearly as much excitement about it as there might be to that specific comparison that he brought up.
Well, I mean, the point isn't to necessarily have excitement.
Yeah,
the point is they just need a place to. They would need a place to play for a couple of years while they build a new stadium.
Whatever.
And that's the best. Like it's the closest, biggest.
And honestly, it would. I mean, it could be 4 years if they were to raise the stadium and build it on the same spot. Because of the winters, they were able to do it down in Texas. They basically gutted Kyle Field and redid it.
That was
they
crazy.
were able to do that in a year or two because it was
good
Texas.
Weather.
You can work year round. But here, there's a couple of months where
the snow.
I'm spitballing.
So it may be a 4-year project.
Wow, that's nuts.
I'm spitballing here. Okay. I'm just spitballing. Okay. I don't know if you're probably going to tell me that it couldn't happen. But what if where John is currently sitting, they tore down that lot. They tore down Haymarket Park.
Stadium?
They tore down Breslow Ice
Haymarket.
Center.
Haymarket's
They took that plot, and that's where they built the new stadium. They built the new stadium where you're at, plus the parking lot, plus Breslow, plus.
So
that
they're
entire
building a new
area.
baseball stadium though too.
They would build a new baseball stadium where Memorial Stadium's at.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but now where's the Huskers and the Salt Dogs going to play?
No, who cares about the Salt Dogs?
Wow.
Oh,
Well, they half own the place, so
They
it's
do.
kind of important.
People forget about the Salt Dogs.
If you're not going to do it, on that plot, then the natural one is to do it at the Old State Fairgrounds, the Innovation Campus, because they have the land and they already own it.
Yep.
But then you're have to build a bunch of new roads and stuff like
This
that.
is boring.
Where we're
This
going,
is
we
the
don't
most
need any
boring.
roads.
It's boring. Yeah, it's boring.
boring. And it's
But
never going
people
to
have
happen.
voted in the Instapoll.
Yep. Instapoll's done. 80%
Instapoll
said.
has spoken. Troy Dannon, get on the phone. Call the destruction crew.
I'd send him a
Man,
tweet,
that's
but
gonna
he
be
wouldn't
awesome,
see
though.
it.
When they raise it, are they going to do like the Vegas-like explosion where you just implode the whole thing?
Excellent.
You know
Yeah,
what? If they
pyro
want to
and-
raise money, they should go ahead and sell the ability to press the button
the
to
plunger.
blow up Memorial
Do they
Stadium.
still use plungers? Probably.
Can you
not.
imagine a live auction to be the guy who or woman who pushes the
Probably
button?
a lot of money.
That's how you get a couple. Hey guys, we're getting nice and comfy seats now because
They need to put logos on the uniforms, the sponsor the stadium, and sell the button to blow things up.
I think it'd be fun to blow up Memorial Stadium
and sell the naming
Hey.
rights.
with the rights.
Don't let an Iowa fan do it. That's mean.
What if I donate the most money?
Kirk Ferentz is like, I'll donate the most money. That would be
He'll
pretty
tamper
funny.
with a bunch of different millionaires to go ahead and
Hey-o.
get him enough money to get it.
Mr. Tamp.
It's like Josh Johnson called it perfectly. Iowa getting caught for tampering is like the slowest car getting caught for speeding.
I mean, did Iowa get caught or did they admit to it? They're like, hey, by the way, we did this.
Well, whatever they
they
did,
did admit to it.
yeah,
they've
they're
already done.
I mean, can you imagine getting in trouble for getting
Sounds like
Cade
Ted
McNamara? That's funny.
That's
so
a pretty
bad.
tough look.
Mhm.
Pretty tough.
It's like, oh my god, I got caught stealing a bottle of alcohol. Oh, what'd you take, my lord?
and the irony is Iowa gets pinched. Meanwhile, the program that McNamara came from did all the real bad cheating, and they
Uh-huh.
didn't get a darn thing.
Isn't that
Yeah.
interesting?
No, they did get a darn thing. It's called a national championship.
Yeah, he cheated to do it.
Nah.
They didn't
And
take it away from
The head
him.
coach that cheated got a better job at a warmer place.
Better job?
Is the Chargers a better job than
No, I'd
the-
rather be a coach. in
I'd
Michigan.
much rather coach Michigan.
People forget the Chargers have
I
never
don't know
won a
about
Super
that.
Bowl.
You would
Be a pro coach versus a college coach. I would be.
I
a
mean,
pro
it's
coach.
Michigan. John.
Yeah, it's Michigan.
It's Michigan.
So
It's Michigan.
so.
Come on, don't act like you don't know. It's Michigan.
Don't act like
So?
you're not impressed.
What do you,
You
mean?
don't have to
so?
deal with. You don't have to deal with NIL and the transfer portal in the NFL. There's rules and stuff.
Yeah, it's called free agency and the draft. What are you talking
Okay,
about?
but there's
Got 'em.
contracts.
It's
There's
the
actual
same-
binding contracts.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
sure he
some
makes more
contracts
money.
Jim
too.
Harbaugh knows he's got Herbert under contract for another 5 years, and he doesn't have to. worry
Yeah,
about
and
it.
he is. That's such a great situation to have the 7th best quarterback in the league being paid that much money for that amount of time.
Whatever.
That's such a great
All the players
situation.
that he has, he knows he has them for a set
I mean,
amount of time.
yeah, all of the players that can't stay healthy, he has for a set amount of time.
He's what difference does
You-
it make?
okay, but the
Pro
difference
job.
is- the
pro job
difference-
better than a
okay,
college job.
But the difference is that if the Chargers go ahead and sign a guy to a bad contract, it's a bad contract, and you can't recover from that. Where at Michigan, yeah, the contracts may not be binding, but you don't think that Michigan could just re-rack the deck every year?
You're telling me that most coaches would rather go
fun when
through
they
the
fight.
day-to-day unknown of not knowing if their star player is going to be all in and may just end up saying, yeah, I'm going to shut her down and wait until next year, versus knowing you've got professional paid athletes who have actual contracts.
That's not
You're
the
telling
question.
me that the college situation is better?
It has
Hell
nothing.
no.
It has nothing to do with the college situation being better,
no.
and everything to do with the fact that I would rather be the head coach of Michigan than the Chargers. That's all I'm saying. I would rather coach
That's
the Michigan.
ridiculous.
That's not ridiculous at all.
It is ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous at all. You would rather coach the second team in LA in the NFL than opposed to coaching one of the five best
It's
coaching
not
jobs
about
in
the
the country.
second team in LA. I mean,
It is
the
one of
bottom
the
line
it is one of the best
bottom
coaching
line is
jobs
the
in
Chargers
college
can
football.
get to the Super Bowl just as
It's a
easily as any other
blue-blood
team.
college football program that year in and year out you will have more resources than almost any other team in the league, any other team in the country to go and compete. It's a great job. Michigan's a great job.
I'm not
It's
saying
Michigan.
I'm not saying it's a bad job. I'm saying in general, if you're a coach,
you
just want to coach X's and O's,
your argument.
and you just want to know who's on your team and who's not on
Your
your team.
argument is
and not dealing with the BS.
counterintuitive because at times
not.
Yes, it is. Because what happens if you have a general manager who isn't you, that is making bad decisions, that is locking you up to bad contracts that you can't get out of, and then all of a sudden
that's
your
based on
coaching
the
career is
situation.
tanked.
I mean, if you have a coach,
Okay, well, that is something that can't happen at Michigan.
If you got a Bill
If you
Belichick
make bad
type
decisions
who is
at-
his own GM,
If you make
then
bad
you've got that
decisions
same
at
power.
Michigan, you can go ahead and the next year be like, all right, it was a bad year. Well, you know what? We got a lot more money. We can re-rack the deck and have a good season this year. That's what LSU's doing.
I was
That's what
told to tell you
that's
guys
what Miami
to stop.
did.
Stop. We're talking about a movie now. Give me a movie.
Matthew McConaughey hasn't had a good movie in 13 years.
What a topic. What's
you know
his
that-
last good movie?
Interstellar might be.
Wait, really? You think so?
When was his last? Seriously, what was his last good movie?
Wow, is that true?
Look at Matthew McConaughey's IMDb. Tell me,
Sean,
the
what do you
last
think about
time he
Matthew
had a
McConaughey?
good movie.
I was gonna
No,
say
no. He was in Wolf of Wall Street, but that wasn't his movie.
2013.
Wait, is that true?
Yes.
I have no idea.
Interstellar is 2014.
Yeah, Interstellar's 2014.
And Wolf of Wall Street was 2013.
I thought it was 2015. Wow, okay. I stand corrected.
He has not had a good movie in over a decade.
That's pretty crazy.
I was gonna say, what about Sahara? And then I
His
realized
top four movies that he's known for in
2005.
IMDb:
Yeah.
Interstellar 2014,
Yep.
Dallas Buyers Club 2013, Mud 2012, and
Good
Magic
stuff.
Mike 2012.
Wow, okay. Maybe you're right.
Hmm.
Got to get on that, Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, what about Deadpool and Wolverine?
Where was he in Deadpool and Wolverine?
He was Cowboy Pool.
He was a voice cameo. That doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
Also, it's not his movie.
When was the last time he had a?
In his defense, he hasn't done a ton of movies since.
He has. I mean, he's done like a dozen of
he's
them.
done
He
a
was
lot of
in he was in the Sing
No,
movies.
this is
those are
not
pretty
in.
good.
This is. Let's see.
Yeah,
In
I'm on his
order.
Wikipedia
Thank
page
you.
right now. He's done at
Jesus.
least one movie
Do
every year
animated-
except for 23 and 20.
Do animated movies really count as like, hey, that was
Yeah.
a great movie that you performed?
I don't
mean,
really
yeah,
think about it though.
I mean, it takes.
I don't.
It does take talent, but I don't
yeah.
think about like, oh man, my favorite, Seth Rogen movie is the time that he voiced that hot dog at Sausage Party. Like that's not where my mind goes.
I prefer him as Donkey Kong.
I never say.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily go. What a great performance
I'm
from
on Matt's side here.
from Vin Diesel.
Hmm.
In Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not like, oh my god, what a great actor he is.
Hmm.
I'm not like, holy crap, Bradley Cooper really knocked it out of the park.
Tay says he's too busy watching football.
And
I think-
driving a Lincoln.
He does like. Oh, I forgot about.
You
those
know what?
Lincoln
If I made
commercials.
more money than God though doing commercials, maybe I would take a break from doing all the movies.
You think so?
Oh, he's in a Zach Bryan music video.
Cool. I mean,
Wasn't-
he won awards, right? He did the things. He won the awards. He made a lot of money. Like now you can just kind of chill.
That sounds like an Entourage episode.
What?
Once you do the commercials, you're done doing movies.
Yeah. Never
It's a
saw
short-term-
Entourage.
You've never
Me
an
neither.
Entourage
I
guy?
think I watched one episode, thought it sucked, and I punted immediately.
Wow, good for
All
you.
right.
I like doing that.
In fairness, he pretty much had like a 4-year stretch where he made all of his popular movies.
He made
right?
and he won a ton of awards. He was awesome
Right.
in that era.
He's probably set to just kind of do whatever.
Plus, he did True Detective. Rust
He
Cole.
did do True Detective.
Dude,
when
those-
it was good.
But that was when he lost the Golden Globe to Breaking Bad. He lost Golden
Yeah,
Globe.
because he went against Bryan Cranston.
I know.
Yeah.
So how long ago was that?
That
though?
was 2014 as well.
Gee, dude,
Yeah,
the
his
guy
2014 was
the
insane.
guy has not done anything notable in filmography since 2014.
Have you ever seen True Detective season 1?
I haven't seen any of these things.
So
I
like,
quoted Don Draper, and I've never seen
True
Mad
Detective
Men.
season 1 is the bees freaking.
I actually stole it from you. I go, that's what the money is for.
That's what the money is for.
what is the point of all of this? This Matthew McConaughey thing specifically.
I told
What
him to
is-
mention an actor. And he
Isn't
mentioned
it?
one.
Isn't it kind of incredible though that he is such a a known and popular actor, and everybody talks about him and everybody likes him, yet his best things that he's done was 12 years ago, and yet we don't really mention that he hasn't done anything great in over a decade. Isn't that kind of astounding, if you will? Maybe time has gone by.
Yeah.
And he's just been in such a limelight. Maybe it's like his PR is perfect.
Yeah.
He's got the perfect PR.
Yeah, I mean, he does have a pretty high approval rate.
Yeah.
I don't really know a whole lot of people that dislike Matthew McConaughey.
Mm-hmm.
I've never met anybody who's like, that guy sucks.
John, what do you think about Matthew McConaughey?
He's in that rare air where, you know, he doesn't have to do something great every 6 months to remain recognized. I mean, he just kind of is.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
like in a way, it's kind of like a Burt Reynolds. You know,
R.I.P.
Burt Reynolds, you know, towards the end didn't have much of anything, but he was Burt Reynolds. So it's like, and McConaughey's kind of the same way.
it's kind of like if like Timothy Chalamet had another 2 years of making movies and then he weren't to make a movie that was that notable until 2040.
That'd be pretty wild. But he's also really young. And so
But I'm saying this is a comparison.
No, I totally get the comparison.
What about like a Daniel Radcliffe? You know, he did all the Harry Potter stuff, and then he just kind of.
But he's on
His
Broadway.
own stuff.
No, he's on Broadway. He's killing it on Broadway. He's a great Broadway actor.
Yeah, didn't he want to like leave the limelight?
He was
Wasn't
done.
that kind of his bit?
He had a great
He for
interview.
sure wanted to leave
He
Harry
had a
Potter.
great
He was
interview
drinking a
with,
lot.
where he was like, "Look, I did those 8 movies, and I know that like I was filmed in a ring of fire underwater." He's like, "I'm not going to do that ever again." Like I had my complete movie. He had 8 movies in how many years?
It's a lot of years.
In like 14 years. The guy
the
had
first
his,
Harry Potter came out in 01. The last one came out in 11.
the guy
He
had
did 8 movies in 10 years.
had a full movie making career. Probably made a ton of money that he never had to work again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's,
I know, that's why he does all this weird stuff, because that's what he really
But
wants to
that's
do.
what was
But
the
that's-
movie that we watched with
Swiss
him?
Army Man.
Swiss Army Man.
I
Yeah,
love
he
that
was-
movie.
Remember that movie, John, where he was the dead guy and he was like farting a ton?
It's weird, and it has a soundtrack from one of my favorite
No.
artists.
It was the guy's on an island and he finds the dead guy and
Oh yeah, that
remember
one.
that movie?
Yeah.
That's
been a while.
That happens though a
It's
lot
been a while.
with singer-songwriters where they make like 3 really good albums or 4 really good albums and they like become super popular and then they kind of just start making stuff
Well,
for
you know
themselves.
you know how it is. You know, you put all that time and effort into the first album, and then you got to follow it up with another one. That's tough.
Sophomore slump.
That's kind of what Adele did. She made 2 great albums and then was like, all right, I'm at my own pace now.
Hello from the other side.
I think that was 19, 21, 25, 30. She hasn't released one in 6 years.
Never was a big Adele fan.
I
I
haven't
really like
Adele.
that song though.
Because she's
It was
woman.
no, Nick. It was because that was the era in which I wasn't listening to music as much anymore.
Mm.
I was punting on music.
That I'm kind of punting
If
on
she
music
did a
right now.
podcast, maybe I'd check it out. You're punting on music? Welcome. It's such a good life
Oh,
to be in.
Speaking of podcasts and music, do you still
Ugh.
watching any of or listening to any of the Behind the Bastards?
No.
They're doing a 4-parter on Phil Spector right now.
Oh, really? Yeah, that
Yep.
guy's a piece of trash.
Uh-huh.
But man,
Wow.
the Phil Spector's Wall of Sound, good stuff.
Uh-huh.
Man,
I listened to
why are the
Mountain
most
High
evil
Valley Low
people
the other
such
day.
good artists sometimes?
Don't know. It's horrible.
I know that R.
crazy.
Kelly guy. So
Yeah,
talented.
that Mr. H was a hell of an artist.
No. By the way, to go back,
We
and
already
look-
hit the under, John.
Yeah,
we
we'll-
can't do it again.
we'll
I know, but you said artist.
Yeah,
Don't.
we'll-
Hey, it's not. It's 2 shots in a bunker, not 2 shots here on the on sports.
we can finish up the crossover with this. Hockey Dad reached out to us and
Oh.
said,
Yeah.
just an FYI, the original east and west entrance cannot be torn down. To which I said, why is that? And he says it is
Burial
on the
ground.
Register of Historic Places.
Oh.
Is
So,
it?
so if they were
didn't know
to
it
build a
was.
new stadium, they couldn't tear it down. Gorbabov, tear down that wall. They
But
couldn't do
only
that.
some of it.
Yeah, just the north and south parts because those stink. I didn't know that they're on the
I did
registry.
not know that
Hmm.
that Memorial Stadium had made the
Yeah.
National Register.
Well,
Money talks.
I guess that's why it's harder to do renovations.
Mm. National Registry. Is this
Yeah,
true?
you can't knock down this wall.
that doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
I would have thought I would have remembered something.
It doesn't
like that, but I
sound
could
right
be
at
wrong.
all. Is it is Memorial Stadium a federal landmark?
No. I don't think that this is true.
Nick
Hockey
fact?
Dad, yeah, I think this might be a Nick fact. I've literally never heard of this before.
A McNick fact is what we probably.
Now,
should
the
call
Memorial
that.
Stadium in Johnson City, Tennessee was formerly listed on the National Register of Historic Places.
Formerly.
Yeah, I don't know what they did to it.
Oh no.
Actually, they go back to Soldier Field. They took away their designation
I
when
didn't
they
know you could do
remodeled
that.
it. Yeah, they were like, no, this is not historic anymore. It's bad.
Oh.
They can totally.
According
take away
to Al, it is not on the National Register.
All right, Hockey Dad, you got some explaining to do. You have
Well-
to take Nick out for dinner now. That's
Oh.
the punishment when you have a Nick fact.
I mean,
you owe Nick dinner.
I like dinner.
you know, if like the place was falling down and you needed to replace those certain parts.
It's illegal.
Like you could say no.
Sorry,
you'd be
it's
like,
gotta fall.
Can't do it.
exactly. This thing has gotta hurt some
London Bridge
people.
is falling down. So sorry, those are the rules.
Those are the rules. I don't make them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you do.
All right. Good to see you, Matt.
That was fun.
Bye, Matt.
Yep. Good times.
John. Yep. Yeah. Great.
See
Great
you
seeing
later.
you, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
See you, man.
Peace out.
See ya.
You freaking loser.
Yeah, you idiot. Michigan is.
John's
so
writing
for someone-
lineups right now.
I already
Yeah,
got.
yeah,
I
I
already
can
got a
see.
lineup, man.
You
This
can
is
always tell
awesome.
John's got in the lineup at the baseball
Love
stadium
me
because
some
he just is
lineups. Love
staring
me
down
some
at the,
early lineups.
Yeah. Unlike last week when what time was it, John? You still didn't have that lineup?
Oh, it was pushing 30 minutes.
I think
before
that
first
was when
pitch.
we were still on the air live at 5:30 and you were shaking your head about it.
Yep.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
I
Toasty.
don't like late lineups.
Yep.
Anywho,
What
it
you-
is a Tuesday.
Yeah.
It is a
Tuesday.
Grum,
Yeah.
and they're giving a tour right now of Haymarket Park.
Ugh.
Bunch of kids are out
Bunch
there
of
in the
little
outfield. They're all in
dorks.
the home run terrace, the all-you-can-eat section. The trains are going by. Still waiting for someone to
Chance?
honk their horn out there on the interstate.
It'll happen.
Just give me, hey, mail guy, dude in the big mail truck. Come on, toot your horn. You're driving by right now. Do it. Do it.
Have you done it in the mail truck?
Poll question.
Not quite.
Insta
All right.
Not
Grum.
quite. What'd you do it in the garbage truck?
Grum is coming
I
up
got it
next.
back.
Crossover powered by Everlevel Concrete Repair in Omaha, everlevelconcrete.com on the 1620 The Zone Radio Network.
KOCN. Unsportsmanlike conduct on 1620 The Zone. Husker Athletics, Creighton, and yes, UNO. Don't miss a moment, they'll give you your fix. They're on every day from 2 until 6. Spend your afternoons with John, Josh, and Nick. John, Josh, and Nick. They'll show you what sports talk really is.
For a baseball game.
What about a baseball game?
It's a beautiful day for it.
It is a beautiful day, man. I wish I was outside right now. It's not even
it's-
windy today.
It's kind of.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on 1620 The Zone. Husker Athletics, Creighton, and yes, UNO.
As long as you're not driving like a high-profile vehicle or something, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's a comfortable windy day.
Yeah, I bet it sucks in a semi right now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's why I don't drive semis.
You
You,
should try it.
You need a whole license.
You could be truck driving, Josh.
you do need a license.
I have a regular license. I don't have a truck license.
See the country, hang out with lot lizards.
I've lot lizards. I've seen the
guessing
country.
the lot lizards won't hang around Josh.
They would love to meet me. Poll question: would the lot lizards love
Insta-poll.
Insta-poll.
Instapoll. Would the lot lizards like Josh?
They would.
We should probably explain what the lot lizards mean.
I have many takes.
It's a bit funny if we don't explain
I
what
think
a
it
lot
makes
lizard
it
is.
actually even funnier. That's
Fine.
true.
Fine.
That's true.
But we are getting ready for some baseball tonight.
Baseball.
Nebraska hosting Creighton in the second game of the I-80 rivalry. Creighton looking to even up the series. Huskers looking to get back on the winning track after going 1-3 last week.
Ugh.
Goo!
Goo.
Both Kansas and Oregon. And time is ticking away on Nebraska helping out its resume with some high-quality wins. We will discuss that and other things today on the Grum as we get to the Grum Down. It is Jays and Huskers, round 2 here in Lincoln on an absolutely gorgeous day. The field looks immaculate.
Yeah.
It looks so pristine and green out there.
There's a big red N on it.
There
No.
is a new big red N that they just painted
where?
behind home plate.
Oh,
behind home
sorry. The way Nick said it, it made me think it was in like center field.
No.
Okay.
Big goober.
I see
Yeah.
it. Look at
plate. Down
that.
there.
That's
Down
an
there
N.
It's a big red
on
N.
the field.
Stands
Looks
for
good.
Nick.
Nebraska.
Oh.
No, does
Well,
not
I mean,
stand
they're
for
finally putting a game on, somewhat regular television.
I was gonna say it's
not
on
a BTN
BTN
Plus.
tonight.
Yeah.
Who's
so
on the call? Is it Putney?
I have no idea.
Used to be Kugler
The-
would do these games.
The only important people on the call are yours truly and Connor Happer.
and hopefully on the booth cam.
Booth.
I texted Happer and said the people are demanding a booth cam, and by people I mean Nick and me.
Bring the gizmo.
We love the booth cam.
Nebraska Ball Regional is facing a numbers game.
Mm.
Thank you.
You need to add the Price is Right horn at the end of this, I think, now, Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it ain't happening.
Mhm.
Now, John's going to
Michael-
pretend why it could today, but it ain't happening.
I'm just going
John's guaranteed it. He said they're
I'm not
hosts. They
guaranteed
get a
anything.
regional.
He told Jack to fuel up the RV.
He did tell him to fuel up the RV.
Well, that's only because he's got to make the meth. Michael
Got it.
Bruntz will join us from Husker247.com. We will set what I hope will be a responsible line tonight for how many pitchers we will see in this one. Steve Sipple will be along in the 4 o'clock hour. 4 and 5 o'clock hour because it's the happy hour.
People forget.
All's quiet on the portal front for the moment.
I want to watch that movie again.
I started listening to the soundtrack from it the other day.
It's a great movie.
Da-na-na.
Was that another movie that John watched dubbed?
Probably.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Watch
No,
it
it
in
was a
German.
movie I watched on the plane when I was flying back from Hawaii.
That was a good
I
movie.
remember it
It's a
well.
great movie.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Nick says he's got a slice of college baseball.
Oh, we got a slice, all right.
It's weird that you have to announce this. This is your baby. You should not have to announce to us every week that you did do it.
I didn't announce it. I just didn't do it last week, and I wanted to let you know there was one this week.
Interesting.
Super hot take market.
I have a take today. I'm trying to remember that I think one of them I think John is going to thumbs up, and one he is going to get a little upset by. I think.
Okay.
I think he will retweet one of my hot takes and not so much the other one.
All right. Creighton coach Mark Kingston will join us at the end of the Grum today before first pitch.
Nice.
And huge, enormous, intentional college football playoff news. What an exciting, exciting day. I was so thrilled today.
Expansion.
By the way, 402-951-1620 if you want to hit us up on the Prairie Flower Casino zone hotline at USC 1620. That's the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed.
Hell yes, it is.
And the Equitable Bank Zone inbox at Equitable. We take banking personally and answer the phone on the first ring. John at 1620thezone.com. Josh at 1620thezone.com. It was a couple of hours ago, about 3 hours ago. Tom Fornelli of CBS tweeted, hearing rumblings of a huge announcement from the CFP today. And people went scurrying for their computers, and they went scurrying for their sources, and they grabbed their phones, and they texted everyone they knew, hey, what's this big news? It's a big deal. It's a really, really, really big deal. Maybe playoff expansion. Maybe Tone got his way, and we're going to have 86 teams in the college football playoff, and all the Big Ten teams get in automatically. Maybe Tone got his way. Well, we found out what the big news was today, and it was bigger than all of that. It was
combined
bigger than anything else. It was the biggest thing I have ever seen. Ladies and gentlemen, the CFP has a new logo.
I love Tom so much because he obviously got the email that everybody else got with like, hey, this is embargoed until whatever time the stupid thing came out, 11 o'clock, 11:30 noon. And he was like, I'm going to have fun with it. Good job by you, Tom. Good job.
Look at
by
this
you.
logo. They have decided to go with the initials CFP.
Wow.
Very cool. Wait, was it not CFP? What did it used to look like?
No. It's now in the official logo. Before the logo just said college football playoff. Now they're just leaning into the logo.
Aaron Papillion says, what is different? Like, I mean, I could.
There's a gradient.
What is different? What do you mean, what is different?
Everything.
Look at how different this looks. I'm going to show you how different this looks.
Good.
Because we also got the explainer sheet.
My favorite.
That explains every little tiny minute detail of what they did to change the logo. We get this with every uniform change. We get this with every logo change. And we got it with the CFP. Would you like to know how it's changed? I mean, how radical it's changed? For those of you blind people that don't understand how much change this is, we have, ladies and gentlemen, thickened bracket strokes.
We love thick strokes.
Thickened bracket strokes. The bracket strokes have been thickened, the ends rounded, and the inset narrowed to better reflect the national championship trophy while giving the mark a more modern feel. Doesn't it feel more modern to you?
Man, John, I've never felt more modern than when I feel looking at this photo right now. I am Mr. Modern.
We now have the iconic CFP football mark / CFP lockup. The three-letter acronym CFP becomes our primary reference. The acronym integrated into the primary mark, joining the iconic CFP football in a bold, unified visual identity.
When this thing came out, the first person that I thought of was you, because there is nothing that John Bishop loves more than a new logo with all sorts of corporate gobbledygook announcing how things have changed. That this means you get pressure. This logo represents the pressure of the playoff.
Again, for the blind who can't see the obvious differences, we have
for those listening on the radio,
championship gold. Championship gold becomes our primary color, conveying premium quality, excellence, and achievement, while advancing our overall look to an elevated level worthy of champions.
I hate.
Doesn't that color make you think, man, we got some champions going on?
I mean, no, it's usually actually the champion winning makes me think they've got some champions.
I call this business speak slop.
Business speak slop.
I
Good call
hate it.
by
I
you,
hear
Nick.
no slop. I hear no business speak. I hear common sense. I hear excitement. I hear intentionality. Because the video primary typeface, you know what they call this typeface for the logo
Video
CFP?
primary.
They call it video.
Cool.
It becomes the primary typeface, establishing a distinct, ownable visual system designed to engage and excite fans in new ways. Tell me, fans of college football, that you don't see that typeface, the letter CFP, and that doesn't convey excitement.
Nick, when we
Tell me you're not excited.
When we change any of our logos, can we do one of these dumb things too, please?
Sure.
Oh, the gold is even different?
It's championship.
I told you
gold.
it's championship gold,
I wasn't
Josh.
paying
Weren't you
attention.
paying
I was reading some other stuff.
Good Lord.
Mm.
And you call yourself, you know what? You're not a college football fan. If you're not excited about this, you are not a college football fan.
Interesting.
Have you tried liking college football?
I
Yeah,
will
Josh,
do my...
try it.
Well,
Try
hey,
it. Just take it for a spin.
Speaking of college football, so there was this comment. This is one of our new listeners, and this is an Ohio State fan who was really triggered at me yesterday because I was saying that they're not going to be good next year. So this commenter, Double Nickels CD2 or C2D writes, man, we got ESPN football ratings today and no discussion. To which I said, huh? What happened today? Was there a new FPI? Did Bill already release a new SP Plus? So I went, John, to ESPN.com and I went to the college football tab. Are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
John's going to love it. 2026 college football, way too early top 25 spring edition. John, why haven't we broken down Mark Schlabach's top 20? Why haven't we broken it down, John? The new top 25. Nick,
I can't hear you.
Yeah, I know. Before we go to break, I actually have a sports flash.
Oh,
you want to give us a sports flash?
Sports Flash. Time for an unsportsmanlike conduct sports flash update. Sports Flash. From the Sports Flash Sports Desk.
This is actually a sports media flash.
Oh.
The Associated
Rossini?
Press is reporting
Oh.
that Diana Rossini has resigned
Whoa.
from The Athletic, something that a innocent person definitely would do.
Sports Flash.
They got a hold of a letter, apparently.
Oh,
no.
Sports Flash.
What kind of flash is this?
Oh, wow, this is a long letter.
Well, with Diana Rossini, it could be any kind of a.
Oh, I thought John was.
Sports Flash.
Well, I paused for the
Yeah,
sports
yeah.
flash. Yeah, sorry.
I'll read this. This is Rob Maddie, a senior NFL writer. So here is what Diana Rossini said to The Athletic. I've covered the NFL with professionalism and dedication throughout my career, and I stand behind every story I have ever published. When the Page 6 item first appeared, The Athletic supported me unequivocally, expressed confidence in my work, and pride in my journalism. For that, I am grateful. In the days that followed, unfortunately, commentators and various media have engaged in self-feeding speculation that is simply unmoored from the facts.
Those damn commentators.
Moreover, there's more. And let me finish. Moreover,
please.
this media frenzy is hurtling forward without regard for the review process The Athletic is trying to complete. It continues to escalate, fueled by repeated leaks, and I have no interest in submitting to a public inquiry that has already caused far more damage than I'm willing to accept. Rather than allowing this to continue, I've decided to step aside now before my current contract expires on June 30th. I do so not because I accept the narrative that has been constructed around this episode, but because I refuse to lend it further oxygen or to let it define me or my career.
Don't
In
put
other
on the
words,
internet that I accept the narrative.
I'm going to leave so that people will stop looking.
Yeah.
And thus they won't find out all the details.
Yeah.
I mean, if you truly believed that this was just an innocent accounting and an encounter, then you wouldn't have resigned if you truly believe what you believe in.
Mm-hmm.
So you're walking away so that people will stop talking about it.
And no one is going to stop talking about this. If anything, people are still going to continue to chase this story down.
Mhm.
And the first time that Vrabel speaks, as we talked about yesterday in content, I believe, this is going to be a story. And whenever she pops up at her next role, it will still be a story. It's not going away. So yeah, resigning isn't going to change it.
Well, yeah, because Mike Vrabel is still a thing. He is still a head coach. He has
Yep.
still got to be accounted for.
Yeah.
And while and certainly the conversation about, what should become of him in all of this, how much of his integrity has been impugned. That's an internal conversation that the Patriots need to have. But my guess is it's going to go like everything else. And, it's going to be, well, boys will be boys and, they'll move on. Though I have something in the hot take market that can cover that later on in the show. Right. So Diana Rossini is gone.
Mm-hmm. And we will be discussing the way too early top 25 on the show today.
Absolutely.
For our by the way,
we will do that at 6:05
why
today.
Did this
6:05.
Why did this Ohio State fan want us to discuss a random writer's way too early top 25? Nick, would you like to guess who was number 1 in the way too early top 25?
Oh, gee. Is it Ohio State?
Oh, Nick! Oh, good job by you.
Crazy.
No letter of resignation today from Nick Grimm. Good job by you.
Resigning isn't necessarily always an admission of guilt. Some people are guilty as hell and they refuse to resign. Just in various places.
Indeed. What are you guilty of, Nick?
That's a great question.
Interesting. We'll find out as the show goes on.
Maybe he'll admit to it.
Chance.
Oh, what did Chance say?
No.
Oh my gosh, Chance! Holy crap! Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Chance.
It's been like 30 years almost, too.
Yeah, two.
Oh my gosh, he put it on the screen!
Well, I figured it was better than reading it out loud.
Wow.
All right, 402-951-1620.
Great to be here.
Zone hotline. You can send us a text on there as well. By the way, we didn't mention, but Farron will be with us tomorrow. He had another engagement he had to deal with, so he will be on with us tomorrow to talk some Major League Baseball. But you know what that does?
What?
That opens the door wide for something that didn't make the Grum down, but will be discussed. Those cheating Iowa Hawkeyes.
Oh, interesting. Should they be thrown into the sun, Nick?
Wow.
Maybe that's where Nebraska can play its games while it redoes Memorial Stadium. No, Iowa City, because Iowa's not going to need their stadium anymore.
Arrowhead's closer, though, John.
Yeah, but they won't need Iowa's anymore.
That's true.
Because of those cheating Iowa Hawkeyes.
Bastards.
We will be back and have more. Also, a preview of tonight's game, Creighton and Nebraska. You'll be able to hear it right here on the 1620 The Zone Radio Network. Welcome back here at Haymarket Park tonight for Nebraska and Creighton baseball. It's round number 2. Nebraska took the first game 6-5. It was a game where Nebraska had it in control. It was never a game that they trailed in, yet Creighton made it very close at the end, which seems to be a trend in this series. One team gets out to a lead, the other team comes back, and it usually ends up being a 1 or 2 run game by the end. But tonight, Nebraska looking to get back on the winning track, and it becomes an important game for them. Every game really becomes an important game now, at least if you're going to continue to pursue a home regional, or at the very least just a good regional seed, even if you don't host. There's not many opportunities left for top 30 RPI teams. They'll have 3 this weekend and then 1 next week against Kansas. But Creighton's sitting at, I think it's 86 right now in the RPI. So these are the games you can't afford to lose if you're a Nebraska, if you wish to have designs on hosting a regional, or again, at the very least, just getting a good spot in the NCAA tournament. I think something worth watching for tonight will be how the top of the order does. Nebraska's top of the order, led by Mac Moyer, has been incredible. They hit well over 300 as a group, produce a lot of runs. Interestingly enough, the top of the order did very well for Nebraska against Creighton in the first game. Top of Creighton's order, first 5 hitters only had 3 combined hits, and they were all from one guy. And yet they were still within a run at game's end. I think tonight, just judging by the win and the flags, they don't have the flags up here at the stadium yet, but I'm looking across over at Memorial Stadium, and the flags are coming out of the southwest, it would appear. So this park, which is a smaller park anyway, and does play smaller, this could be an interesting night in terms of home runs. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a lot of runs in this game tonight, because you're going to see a lot of pitchers. Nebraska used its main midweek starter, Blackowitz, for a couple of innings on Sunday. Probably going to hold him back. Price Bentner is going to start, but I'm not guessing he's going to go very long. Creighton's going to counter with Max McClellan, who hasn't pitched much this year. He'll probably only pitch an inning tonight, so it's going to be a whole staff. I think this could be a shootout tonight. I think it could be maybe a first team to 8 or 9 wins this one. Just judging, the weather's warm, teams are kind of heating up. Creighton's been hitting for a lot more power recently. I don't know. It just has that feeling of, maybe one of those high-scoring shootouts here at the ballpark.
What do you think about Nebraska's rotation now, given that it got, moved up a little bit with the Tuesday starter coming in relief against Oregon over the weekend, and how that could affect it as well?
I mean, like I said, it's going to be a whole staff approach. So you'll see a lot of the same guys you saw in the last game, a lot of the bullpen guys. Obviously, you're not going to pitch any of the weekend guys tonight. So, the advantage is, it's just one game. You don't play again for another couple of games. So it's not like these two teams are void of having any arms to throw. They'll pitch their better relievers tonight. It's just, you won't have maybe that one guy at the front who could eat up 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 innings at the beginning of a game, because that was the intention that Nebraska had last time. I'm trying to remember. I think I got the box score right here. Yeah, Blackowitz gave him 4 innings for the Huskers in the first game. You're not going to have that guy tonight, probably. Creighton threw Evan Stratton, their second pitcher, for 3 innings. Not sure if they're going to go with that tonight. So when we set that pitching line with Michael Bruntz coming
overs.
Well, we're going to set a higher line than we did last time. I can promise you that. We're going to set a higher line. Though I didn't miss by much. I think I set it at 10.5, and we hit 11.
Yeah, that's a perfect line. That's what you're looking for in Las Vegas.
So it was a good line.
Yeah.
But tonight, I think that line might be just a little bit higher because, yes, Nebraska does have bigger fish to fry. Now, again, not that they can that they want to lose this game or they're just going to throw this game. They're certainly not. It is a rivalry game. It is still important to avoid some of those losses that might hurt you. Creighton has been better as of late, so that can certainly help Nebraska's strength of schedule RPI metric, which they could use a little help in right now. But that said, yeah, they're going to, the weekend guys are the weekend guys, and we'll see probably all of the high leverage relievers tonight, I would guess, for both sides.
By the way, Platcat points out that the game total is 14.5, 15.5, depending on where you shop around. He says pitching changes might be right in line with the game total.
Could be. It could be. We'll have to wait and see.
Mhm.
But it's certainly very possible that's what we end up with tonight. But we'll talk more about that coming up with Brunts here in a little bit. There is some new news. It's not worthy of a sports flash necessarily, but Sharon Moore, former Michigan head football coach, was sentenced today. 18 months probation, fines, no jail time. Pled no contest to 2 misdemeanors, malicious use of telecommunication device in a domestic relationship, and trespassing. Moore left the courthouse today with his wife, who remained by his side. But Sharon Moore will not face further jail time in connection with what happened with his lover.
Still an incredible story.
Still a very incredible story.
Yeah.
But not as incredible as this. You know, you expect more from your neighbors, right? When you move into a neighborhood, let's just pretend that maybe, let's say 15 years ago, you changed your neighborhood. You were tired of the old neighbors, especially that one neighbor at the end of the block who had to dictate every policy, and all of the other neighbors went along with that rich neighbor at the end of the block who had to dictate everything. And you got tired of that one person dictating everything. So you said, you know what? We're packing up and we're moving. We're moving to a new neighborhood. We're going to move in with better neighbors, higher quality neighbors, non-judgmental neighbors, certainly not neighbors that are greedy at all, and neighbors that uphold the highest ethical standards of what it means to be in the neighborhood. Imagine that you did that 15 years ago, and then today you find out that one of your neighbors is a dirty, cheating scumbag.
Nick,
can you imagine that?
I mean,
and not just one of your neighbors, one of your your next door neighbor, the person in the house, the person that watches your dog when you go on vacation, the person that picks up your newspaper, takes in your mail when you're gone for extended periods of time.
What year is it, John?
Well, it's 15 years ago.
Okay, yeah, I guess newspapers were still kind of a thing back then.
Imagine if that neighbor turned out to be untrustworthy and unethical.
I can't imagine it, John. We just had our house next door. It was just sold. I hope that our new neighbor isn't a scumbag like you're describing right now. What scumbag are you talking about right now, John?
I'm describing the University of Iowa.
Go Hawks.
No, Nick, not go Hawks. Go rule of law.
The NCAA today went into the garage, went into the tool chest, pulled open the drawer that says hammers, grabbed its hammer, and dropped it on the Iowa Hawkeyes, who will have to vacate 4 wins from the 2023 season because they tampered with Cade McNamara, the former Michigan quarterback who they brought in to play quarterback that season, and McNamara was ineligible because Iowa tampered with him.
Congrats, Nick. They went 6-4 that year now. Those bunch of idiots.
I just think it's worth noting.
What?
That Iowa came forward and admitted to it.
Oh, here we go.
Which shows integrity from Kirk Ferentz. Really. If I'm going to have somebody that I trust cheat,
yes,
I would rather they come forward instead of me having to investigate to find out. You know? Be honest. That is real integrity from a good man.
James says commit NCAA infractions for Cade McNamara. Iowa corn makes people stupid.
Exactly.
So did they have to get rid of the Nebraska win, John? Are they taking it away? I was at that game. Nebraska won that day? GBR?
No, because Cade McNamara only played in 4 games that year. He did not play against Nebraska. However, to all of our Clones fans in the audience.
Clones.
Hello, Clones fans.
Clones.
We're still your friends.
Clones.
You get a Cyhawk trophy. That's right. The Iowa State game that year was won by the Hawkeyes 20-13.
Not anymore.
But now Iowa has to vacate. They have to vacate that win, which means somebody in Ames jump in that minivan, drive over to Iowa City and grab that damn trophy. Well, I guess it's a traveling trophy. Who has it now? Is Iowa State having it?
I believe Iowa State won it last year.
Iowa State does have. Well, on that part on the trophy,
Asico.
the El Asico trophy that has a little. I'm guessing they have probably a little plaque.
Yeah, remember they won last year, and then I wrote that column about the Hawkeyes. Oopsies!
You get a prize.
Oopsies.
Just take the scratch all and scratch off 2023 and write in an Iowa State win, because congratulations, Iowa State. You won the 2023 Cyhawk Trophy because Iowa cheated.
God, I think they should ban the Hawkeyes from sports. They should take away any basketball tournament wins too, maybe, John.
Do you remember?
Guilt by association.
Do you remember when Michigan was caught red-handed not coming forward cheating?
Nope.
How many wins did they have to vacate that year? Do you remember?
They didn't do anything illegal that year. Interesting.
So they weren't forced to vacate anything.
Look,
when they were caught.
there's a difference between making a phone call to a recruit when you shouldn't and spying on the other team and what they're doing on the football field. There's a big difference. One of those is obviously more illegal than the other. And yes, it is the calling of the player. That is the thing. We can't have this in college football. See,
No.
John, even the NCAA thinks your dumb take about phone calls is wrong. Why didn't they just text him more? That's what they were saying.
Ferentz and John Budmeyer, the assistant, participated in 13 phone calls with McNamara and sent 2 text messages.
Oh, wait, never mind. I guess you can't do that either.
Prior to him entering the portal
What about carrier
in November
pigeon?
2022.
What about
And, of
Slack?
course, McNamara then later left. The NCAA has asked that Iowa does vacate those 4 wins. Also, $25,000 fine that the school self-imposed.
No, how will they afford that?
A self-imposed fine?
Yeah, who's
a
that going to
2-week
themselves?
A 2-week ban on all football recruiting communication during the 2026 calendar year.
Oh.
A 24-day reduction in recruiting person days. And a 1-game suspension in which Ferentz and Budmeyer already served in 2024. Remember, there was the game that Ferentz voluntarily sat out in 2024. So he has already served that suspension. But they did not take away those wins. They have now. So congratulations. Whatever number of wins Kirk Ferentz has, subtract it by 4 because they gone.
Kind of like Joe Paterno.
Grab some pine wins. Grab some pine.
Yeah. Do we want to go, speaking of phone calls, do we want to go to the phones, John? Real
Sure,
quick?
why not?
Jesse, what's going on?
Hey, guys. I guess I'll probably change it a little bit here. Don't want to totally derail it, but in terms of NCAA consistency and whatnot, got a question, and it's sort of local based. So, like last week, I think it was last week, I don't follow volleyball super close, but I noticed there's, social media posts about, here comes Nebraska volleyball. We're heading up to play a game up in, what was it? South Dakota, right?
Yeah, they went to the
they went to
Pentagon.
Sioux Falls.
Yeah. And I see other social media, other schools around the country going and playing. And I asked the question, I'm like, wait, I thought volleyball season was like in the fall or something. And somebody goes, oh, no. These are scrimmages. These are scrimmages. And I thought to myself, well, that's odd because for 2 years in a row now, hasn't the NCAA told Colorado and Syracuse football that they can't scrimmage each other in the spring?
I mean, that is true. I mean, that is an inconsistency that exists in football that doesn't exist in other sports. I mean, soccer does scrimmages in the spring. Baseball has fall ball that they can participate against other teams. I mean, it's an inconsistency, but I think, the Football Oversight Committee is the one that has imposed.
NCAA. I've got the article right in front of me.
Yeah, but I'm sure it was on a recommendation from the Football Oversight Committee.
I don't know. I think you got to run it up the chain. Let's go. I want answers.
All right.
I mean, would it really excite you that much if?
Yes, John.
Well, no, but we've talked about it though. We've talked about it here. I mean, with the Nebraska spring game, and it gets bland, right? How much more exciting would it be to have Nebraska against Kansas State in a scrimmage in the spring? It would be awesome, right?
Okay.
And we got to go out there and watch these guys in their green shirts and throw the ball around. And
well, they'd still be in green shirts. There's no way that.
Right.
There's no way that they would allow their quarterbacks to get hit.
Who cares? And then there's the 45-45 Florida game. They can't beat anybody, each other. No, go play somebody. And if the volleyball girls can do it, there's no reason the football guys can't do it. So, sorry.
Thanks, Jesse. Good to hear from you, bro. It's a good take. John, if they get this done, I will agree to this. Allowing you to do Big Red Overreaction for the Nebraska-North Dakota spring game. Good call by Jesse.
That ain't happening, so good luck with that.
Very interesting.
See, but that's the other. But in all seriousness, that is part of the problem. One of the things I have long said about this, I don't disagree with this idea on its principle.
Yeah.
That, they could scrimmage against other schools if they want. But because of the nature of football and the fact that you want to protect certain players, you can trust your own guys to make sure your quarterback doesn't get smeared. I don't know. Can you always trust another team that someone doesn't get hurt? So I mean, football's
a more violent sport.
Football's a different animal in that sense.
Yeah,
where the physicality of the game, does lend itself to certain things. I guarantee you, if enough football programs wanted to change it, then it would be changed. So I mean, we can sit here and say, well, it's the NCAA's fault. Well, I guarantee you, if there were enough football programs that said, no, this is a really good idea and we really want to do this, they would change it.
Put it on.
So I guarantee you there's a lot of football programs that are like, no, we're fine having our own controlled situation and not going this way against another program.
Put it on the long-term list, John. When there is a separation of powers, and I'm not talking about world history here, when there's a separation of powers in college football and leagues break off, spring games will turn into a bone thrown to those types of schools for spring.
The bone zone.
The bone zone, exactly. I think that will happen so they can offer them, hey, we'll pay you to come here play us in April.
402-951-1620. When we continue here on the Grum, college basketball portal update, including interesting story written today by Evan Miyakawa regarding the construction of college basketball rosters and the prices being paid currently in the college basketball portal. We will go to break, leaving you just one more thought on Cade McNamara. Remember, this was the young man who, in the year of our Lord 2023, the year that he was ineligible,
when he cheated,
when people were saying that Iowa's offense was going to still suck,
it did.
He was the one that says, please, just keep saying it's the bleepiest offense in college football. Please just think we're going to be so bleepy next year. Please. Turns out you were pretty bleepy because you lost 4 more games than you actually did.
Bleepy Nick.
Bleepy McNamara.
Mm-hmm.
We're back to bleepy Haymarket Park right after this on the 1620 The Zone Radio Network. Welcome back to Haymarket Park. They just put the flags up in the outfield. Oh, yeah, we're having home runs tonight. The wind is blowing out to left.
How many home runs?
Ooh, you know what? Let's hang on to that. We'll do an additional line. A second line has hit the brunt segment.
All right.
We'll do a pitching line and a home runs line tonight. But with the right-handed power hitters for both teams, I'm liking the chances of some long balls tonight here at Haymarket Park. The portal continues to portalate in college basketball, but so far, ever since each of Nebraska and Creighton got one guy out of the portal, it's been kind of quiet since then. Quiet in sense of getting commits. Certainly there's a lot of stuff percolating behind the scenes. Creighton's hosted a couple of guards here recently. Colby Garland was set to visit Creighton today. Jalen Cox visited yesterday. He's from Colgate. Nebraska's had some visits as well. They've got Bowden Kapke from Boston College, a forward who is slated to visit. But there was an interesting story today from Evan Miyakawa, college football blogger and
basketball
analytics guy, college basketball blogger and analytics guy. And he was talking about the NIL market trends so far in this portal. And some of the stuff was rather fascinating. For example, he said in late March, I posted on Twitter that the NIL market was up 35% from last season. That number is already very outdated. So think about that. Late March, so we're talking maybe 3 weeks. Based on input from teams, the NIL market for Division I players is up about 65% from last year. So, for example, if you got a guy who you thought was going to be worth $1 million, Evan Miyakawa said, well, it's up 35%, so it's about $1.3 million. Now it's about $1.6 million for that same guy. The market is up even higher for players coming from high major programs. There's been a 73% increase in the going rate for players on power conference teams.
Is that players that are leaving or players that are staying, or everything is in the same pot?
That's players leaving. So players coming from high major programs.
So like a Bear K.
So yeah, or Oswin Arunse, who left Providence to come to Creighton. He would be one of these guys. The market increase for players from low and mid-major conferences is slightly lower, but still up 44% from last offseason. So the price is going up big time.
Chris says this is not sustainable. There was a funny tweet that we got a little bit earlier on in our show from one of our great friends of the Grum, Peter, who said, imagine if an individual school's NIL had to grow 65% every year. Yes, there's no way it's a linear trend, but if it were, here's what a school's NIL budget would look like for 10 years, starting at $10 million. So next year, John, it would be 16.5, and then it would be 27.2 million.
Right.
In year 10, it would be $906 million. Obviously,
unbelievable.
And shout out to Peter because he's a math teacher. It will obviously not do that. It will not grow at that level. And this type of increase, though, anywhere near this type of increase, as Chris said in the YouTube comment section a moment ago, it is not sustainable. Something like this cannot continue to happen. It will have to level off at some point in time.
But the question is when? When? We don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we're still very early in this, and honestly, the breaking point could end up coming when.
Well, it's when boosters say, I can't do this anymore.
Or some programs realize, hey, we're in a whole different spending class, and that could be, honestly, some of this could be the breaking point for some programs going off and doing their own thing.
Well, here's the thing.
Because they can afford to do it.
But they can't afford it. They can't afford it at this rate. Like the television revenue and the money that they're getting from their leagues is not going up at this high of a rate either. You know, like at a certain point, one thing is going up, this number and this is it's too high of a number. It can't keep up like this. And so at a certain point, they're just going to have to tell these players like, no, we're not going to be able to do that. We're not going to be able to pay you that much money.
By the way, there is a position that is getting more demand per player than any other, and that's centers. This is a chart for those of you watching in on the YouTube channel. 1620 The Zone TV on YouTube. So these figures are based on a typical, what would be considered a $1 million player. Right now, point guards are coming at a budget. Right now, point guards, the market demand is actually less than $1 million. So if you think of before this portal period started, what would be a $1 million player? And you kind of set that as the baseline. Now, based on what the market has been doing the last couple of weeks, the market for point guards, the stock is actually dropped. It is, thank you, Glenn. This is, it's now down to $813,000. A shooting guard, $919,000. But look at the center.
Yeah,
the center position is at $1.3 million. That's where the so-called overpaying is coming from. A lot of it. I mean, power forwards and small forwards are a little bit above $1 million.
Yeah, because you want that size, right?
But the bigs are the ones that are getting the lion's share of the incoming new revenue, or they're the big reason for the increase. And Evan Miyakawa wrote about this and actually mentioned Nebraska in his blog. He said, with teams trying to load up on long athletic front courts, my current working theory is that teams who stock up on value at other positions could end up with more talented rosters. He mentions Vanderbilt's roster that they had really one true big who was a 6'10", and they had a bunch of 6'7" guys in their other front court spots. Nebraska, did they have a true, 5?
No,
probably not.
Definitely not. Rink is much more of a hybrid type player.
He says Nebraska, which beat Vanderbilt in the round of 32, was also built similarly. Rink, Mass, Berke, both 6'10", combined for 53 minutes a game. Outside of those two, the rest of the roster was 6'7" or shorter, but filled with highly skilled players who had great chemistry together. So what Miyakawa is saying is, listen, right now, if you're in the market for a big, you're going to pay the price. But
Sanford,
if you want to eschew, the typical, 7-foot big, and go for a more talented roster, get some more 2s, 3s, and 4s, and, save a little bit on a point guard. Overall, you could have a more talented roster, because what we saw based on what happened in the Final Four, how did Michigan win? Well, they went out and they got a couple of really big bigs, right?
Yep.
How has Purdue been winning? They've been winning with those real big 7-footers. A lot of teams, it's just like any other sport. They like to copy each other. Well, in lieu of going out and overpaying, I'm using air quotes, for a big, go out and spend a little less, but get more value across the board, and you can still build a overall more talented roster.
Yeah.
Some really good stuff. Check it out. It's on blog.evanmia.com. Really interesting stuff there on how the transfer portal has seen a dramatic increase in value on players. All right, when we come back here live at Haymarket Park, we will talk with Michael Bruntz about tonight's game between Creighton and Nebraska, which you will be able to hear right here with me and him.
It's Happer!
Connor Happer on 1620 The Zone.
Here's a story of a man named Brunsey who covers Husker sports, boys and girls, like football and basketball, even weightlifting, like front squats and curls. Then one day, good old Brunsey called a talk show, and acting on what they thought was a hunch, John and Josh wanted to start a family. And now we get to talk to Michael Brunts. It's Michael Brunts. Michael Brunts. Now we get to talk to Michael Brunts.
This is so great. Actual lineups at 3:36, 2.5 hours before first pitch. That, my friends, that's good baseball right there. I love it when a good lineup comes together, and I love it when we can bring on Michael Brunts. Brunsey, welcome. I'm in your ballpark. I already went to the Michael Brunts memorial chair inside the press box.
He's still alive.
And I took the wad of gum. I took the wad of gum I had in my mouth and I stuck it underneath your chair so you'd know I was there.
Nice. You get. It's a power move, John. When you go into another ballpark, you got to get somebody before they get you. That's good. That's good to do.
Yeah. How are you going to return in kind today, Brunts? What will you do to John?
I don't know. John's going to be in his little cubicle though.
Yep.
And he's not going to have. You got to be careful.
I do have to be careful. You know, I always wanted to do like a hometown inning where we bring on somebody from the other side for an inning. You know, they've done that on broadcast. You got to come over and like call an inning with me and Hal for an inning, and we can just chit chat for a while, and it'll probably be like 3 pitching changes that happen during the course of that inning.
Wow. Don't tempt me with a good time, John. I might take you up on that.
Brunts, you know, we always finish the interviews on Tuesdays of Nebraska Creighton with a over-under on the number of pitching changes we will see. So we'll save that for a little bit from now. But John is there. He's been talking up this whole win situation. We need an over-under on number of home runs tonight. Where should we set the early line?
Give me the lay of the land, John.
The winds are pretty brisk out of the southwest. And Nebraska's just started BP. I haven't seen one go out yet, but I'm guessing they will be. But the winds are definitely blowing out towards left tonight. And Creighton's been hitting with a lot more power recently. Of course, we know Nebraska's got a really good lineup. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking maybe 2.5 on the combined home runs tonight.
Oh, I would take the over on that. If it's blowing out to left, give me. I would say like 4.
Oh, really? You want to go? So maybe set the line at 3.5.
Yeah, I would say 4. I think 3.5 is a good line. I think with the little wind blowing out, there's gonna be a lot of pitchers in this game. I could see it getting a little wacky.
All right,
interesting.
The official sports book, the Unsportsmanlike Conduct sports book, casino and bingo parlor, beautiful Irvington, Nebraska. The line has been set. Combined home runs tonight, 3.5. All right. Well, speaking of pitching, Nebraska did use Blackowitz on Sunday, and so instead of starting him on midweeks, as we have seen here in recent weeks, and we saw against Creighton 2 weeks ago, Price Bender tonight. I mean, you know, is this going to be as much of a whole staff approach tonight by Nebraska as you can imagine for a Tuesday game?
Yeah, I think given what Nebraska has this year pitching-wise, I think this probably sets up for more of a whole staff situation. Price is interesting, though. Like, if you look at his numbers as a starter, this is his 4th start this season versus coming in as a reliever. He's much better, when he's just in the game from the get-go. Like, it just seems to line up better with him. And, I could see Nebraska letting him go about 50, 60 pitches if he's doing okay. So, I think – they would love it if they could get about 4 innings and then they kind of line up things behind him. But, yeah, I mean, it's a noteworthy change that, Blackowitz pitched on Sunday. I think for Nebraska, the thought was, you do everything you possibly can to win that weekend series, obviously for RPI purposes, for winning the series, for the Big Ten standings, whatever. But, Bender has been pretty good, I think, when he's just been able to settle into a game and not have to come in with guys on base. So it'll be a little bit more of a whole staff than it would be if Blackowitz was there. But if he's able to kind of settle in and get some depth to his start, I think Nebraska wouldn't be shy about letting him go a little bit. So that might affect the number tonight. But, it seems like Creighton's probably looking at a little bit more of a bullpen game. So it should be some well-worn tracks from the dugout out to the mound tonight.
Brunt's biggest takeaway since we spoke to you last, they dropped the game to Kansas, obviously a fiery affair. I mean, it was fiery up in Eugene as well as they dropped 2 of 3. So they go 1-3 since we last spoke to you. What was your biggest takeaway?
Yeah, it's hard to get too hot takey with, the series that Nebraska had, right? Like, or the week that they had. Like, you're playing a Kansas team that's atop the Big 12 right now. It's a top 25 RPI team. Oregon was, definitely an NCAA tournament team. And so you kind of have to keep that in mind, I think. I think I left the weekend thinking that, Nebraska has the team to kind of stand in there and punch with NCAA tournament teams. I guess I'm kind of eager to see, what they do starting pitching wise on weekends. I think, listening to Will Bolt after the game on Friday up in Eugene, that they've had a lot of difficulty getting into the 5th inning with Ty Horn on Friday night. And that's kind of thrown the whole weekend off pitching wise and how they've had to cover innings. So does that end up changing going forward? I don't know, but when you have a guy like Carson Diasa who's pitched relatively well in Big Ten play on Saturdays and Katsky can give you some length on Sundays, I mean, you at least have options there. So I think that was one takeaway is what does Nebraska kind of opt to do on the back half of the Big Ten schedule with the weekend starters? Because I think you just got to get that piece dialed in a little bit, and that'll help the bullpen, which has been okay at times, a little bit shaky at others. But if you can get, a starter into the 5th or 6th with consistency, that makes your weekend a whole lot easier.
By the way, during the course of that answer, 2 balls basically hit the bathroom out there in left field. So,
yeah.
and it's the backups right now in BP cage. It's not the starters yet for Nebraska. So it could be a very interesting night in terms of the long ball. Speaking of the long ball, Case Sanderson last week had a big series against Oregon and Eugene. 3 of his 4 home runs this season came in that series. How much more potent a lineup does this become if he all of a sudden starts to heat up with the weather?
Yeah, that's been the thing that I think Nebraska hoped going into this year that would happen. I mean, they had talked to him before the season to say, look, you're going to be, batting probably 3rd in the lineup. You need a little bit more of the power numbers to start showing up. It's such a mature hitter that I think sometimes he's willing to, work a count to 3-2 and just kind of line a single into left field. And he's very good at that. There's certainly, guys can make careers out of doing that. But, for what this team needs, if a pitcher leaves a fastball up in the zone or, you have an opportunity to go up and maybe hit one out of the park, Nebraska would love it if he could do that with more consistency. He did, like you said, he did it 3 times up in Eugene. The power's there. He's not a small guy. I think if you could get that going, you pair that with Carey, Buck, and some of those other guys that can get the ball out of the yard, I mean, that makes it a little bit more challenging. And I think, over the last 2-3 weeks, Mac Moyer has been great all year, but Jeter Worthley's done a really nice job of kind of setting the table in that 2-hole as well. So, a little bit more power from Sanderson would be a really nice development at the right time, and something that, Nebraska, I think, had really hoped going into his junior year they would see with a little bit more consistency. And I know it's something that, the pro teams want to see from him too, because he's got a professional approach. He's a career 300 hitter. But if the power numbers start coming too, I mean, that's a really well-rounded hitter in the middle of the lineup.
Bruns, this might be an obvious question, but I mean, we all know about the success that the Jays have had against Nebraska, 13-4 since 18. They've won the last 6 season series. A lot of those games go down to, a couple runs, including the one this year, though, obviously won by Nebraska. There's been all this chatter about Nebraska in midweek series over the years. Like, what would it mean for them if they're able to win tonight? They win the season series. Like, how important is that for the program, especially in the midst of this really special regular season they've had so far?
Yeah, I mean, it would be progress. I mean, it would certainly shift some narratives in the series. And, in terms of what it would mean for this year, especially, I mean, it would, kind of get Nebraska going the right way, going into a really big weekend. So, there's a lot of things that, you could take from winning that series. And I mean, you guys know this, like it's a little bit of a different series than other sports between Nebraska and Creighton. A lot of these guys grew up playing baseball against one another. They were on the same teams in middle school. I mean, there's a lot of familiarity there. And it means a lot to these guys. And you can always feel the increase, I think, in tension a little bit when Nebraska and Creighton are playing. And I think in the past, maybe Creighton's done a better job of kind of making it into a bigger series and kind of matching that with their play. I'm eager to see if Nebraska can do that tonight, because Nebraska's played 4 games in a row that, I mean, really kind of were high tension, like regional type atmospheres. And, I'm expecting, kind of a same kind of tense type game tonight and certainly into the weekend. So we'll see if Nebraska can match it. But, I mean, it would be, I think, really big in terms of just narratives and what people talk about around here if Nebraska is able to wrap up the series tonight.
All right, so we got to set a line here.
The
How
total,
many
by the way,
pitchers-
Bruns, tonight is 14.5. Thank you to Michael Severe for that number.
Of
runs.
That's just the runs.
I was gonna say pitchers might be in the ballpark of what I was thinking, but
Now
neither here nor there.
we were a lot closer than we thought when I set it at 10.5 last time, and we got to 11. So it was a pretty good line. But
you were afraid, John. You came into the writer's press box with
I was
wondering if it was perhaps a little bit too low.
I jumped on the phone. I called our guy at the betting counter, and I said, we got to change this line. He said, it's too late. I've taken too many bets.
Who are you, the old Alabama head coach, John?
Exactly. Is 13.5 too many?
No, I don't think it is.
Wow.
I don't think it is.
I was going to say, I think, Brunsy, like you said, we got to keep this thing close to what the run total is as well.
Yeah, I would say 13.5 is probably fair, John. I would
right.
I would run to the satellite casino here in Havelock, put some money down on that line.
Perfect.
Okay, 13.5 for pitchers, 3.5 the home run line for tonight's game. And there's another drive, and it's in the grass. Yeah,
I thought you were about to do a Tom Brenneman.
They're hitting a lot of them.
There's a deep drive to left field.
Deep drive at Castellano.
All right, Brunsy. Well, we'll see you at the ballpark. Should be a fun one tonight. It's beautiful weather for it, too, by the way.
Yeah, no, I'll see you guys out there. Looking forward to it.
Bye, Bruns.
Right. Michael Bruns of Husker247.com joining us
Won't see me
on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone Hotline.
I hope he sees you, though. I hope that you invite him onto the game broadcast. That would be awesome.
You know what? We can invite anyone.
You
We do
can
whatever we
invite
want.
anyone.
We can do anything we want.
Yeah.
If we want.
Yep.
Here at the old ball game. All right. When we continue here on Unsportsmanlike Conduct, Nebraska's down. It's down to 2 for one of Nebraska's top recruits.
Oh.
Speaking of Nebraska ball, we'll throw some numbers at you as far as the quest for a regional host. Also, Nick's got a slice of college baseball.
We have hot takes, too.
We got hot takes coming up.
We have so many things.
We got a lot of things. We're only halfway home.
Yeah.
Got a long way to go. Also, still to come at the end of the program today. Special production assistance by Connor Happer. We will talk with head coach Mark Kingston.
Yeah, they're kicking me off the air. They're kicking you off the air, Nick.
They sure are.
Wow, unreal.
Well, Nick's not really on the air. He's the producer.
Wow.
I'm talking right now. I'm in the air. I'm in ears
see
right
on
now.
the YouTube, though.
You're in the air, all right. All right, we'll be back. It's Unsportsmanlike Conduct live from Haymarket Park on the 1620 The Zone Radio Network. welcome back. 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, The Zone mobile app. Also, if you want to watch along, go to our YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com, search 1620 The Zone. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so that you can get notifications anytime we go live on the air, and you can watch our beautiful faces on Zone TV. So it's all right there for you. Zach Bryan is he's going to play over there. Over there. He's going to play over there, not here at the baseball stadium, but over there at Memorial Stadium, that big old beautiful stadium that absolutely needs no renovations whatsoever. He will be there April the 25th with special guests, Kings of Leon and J.R. Carroll. Happer and Schaefer have your chance to win your way into the show. You can also double your odds and go online to 1620thezone.com and enter the Red Zone giveaway, and you could win a pair of tickets.
Have you ever heard the theme song for that Happer and Schaefer show?
I have. The theme song for Happer and Schaefer kind of sounds like a wet fart as far as I'm concerned. You know, it at least it's good for what it is if it stood alone. But because it's compared to our great theme, it sounds like a wet fart.
Yeah, and the guy who sung it, I think he used to have a better voice. Whatever happened to that guy?
I don't know. I think he's pretty weak. Sir, what do you think of the Happer and Schaefer theme song?
I like it.
Hello, sir.
I can't hear you guys.
You can't. Well, that's because the thing's turned down. You got to turn.
Hi, Happer.
Hi.
Hey, there he is.
Hi, guys.
There he is.
I miss you, Connor.
There he is.
Hap, thanks for doing the last 2 hours of the show, man. Have a great day. I'll see you later.
2 hours of an interview? I mean, that would be a long interview.
I'm just leaving, and you guys are doing the topics now.
Oh.
You know Josh. You remember Josh, don't you? He's the guy that always tries to get out of work.
The guy with the crazy hair?
Hey,
yeah.
speaking of, I just got a inside look at our schedule for the Men's College World Series.
Uh-oh.
I have many opinions on it. Some of them I won't broadcast publicly.
Oh, what do you think that means, John?
Don't ask me, man.
I actually don't think any of
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's not the thing that
I know
I have
what
an
I'm
opinion
doing,
on
too. I'm pretty locked in.
doesn't affect any of you guys.
John will be sitting in the radio booth with his broken wrist again.
Hell, what? No, what do you know? First of all,
I was
Sean, don't break your wrist at my wedding.
I was informed today by a very good inside source that this Happer and Schaefer show with this wet fart of a theme song spent like a whole segment talking about my injury from a year ago. True or false?
It was nearly a year ago. We had to commemorate the time in which I received a message.
I mean, Schaefer wasn't even here. I mean, he has nothing to commemorate.
It's lore, though, John. It's 1620 The Zone lore. We have to talk about it.
No, it's 1620 The Lore. Get it right.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, it's great times. I mean, bad times for you.
It was bad times, man.
I remember when you remade your appearance for the very first
time.
Right here.
It was here.
Oh,
bearded.
Yeah.
You were just so happy to be
I
doing
was
a
so
college
happy to
baseball
be
game.
here. I was so happy to be here.
Bearded John. I forgot about how you grew out the beard. Wow, what a
Yeah.
time. And then your Cubs pillow in the College World Series booth.
Glenn brought me the Cubs pillow in the booth. Yeah, that was good.
Oh, man, amazing.
Yeah, I by the way, while you're already here and we're on the subject, I am declaring this Saturday gas mowing opening day.
Oh, we're back.
Gas mowing opening day. Now, I know some of you
It's gonna be
probably
chilly.
some of you have already had your spring scrimmages. That's fine, your preseason games, but I am declaring this Saturday gas mowing opening day.
I don't have grass.
I was going to ask if you even had
Oh, you have
grass.
no grass?
No, I have dirt lawn.
Oh, no.
I saw Happer's house when it was still being built back in January, and it was lots of mud. Lots of mud in the yard.
I have a dirt lawn for the foreseeable future, but they came and poured my concrete for my patio today.
Right.
So we're going to, I mean, maybe I'll have a grass lawn by Saturday. I don't know.
What are you
Just
what are you going to do?
Plow your
No,
lawn.
they come in and they literally lay the lawn. It's
Well,
soft.
yeah, it's sod. They'll
Yeah.
sod it, but
Yeah.
it's got to set in, so you're not going to be mowing that thing for.
I'm going to be watering it excessively for
Right.
the next several months.
But
Yes.
so you're gas mowing. So you're basically on gas mowing IL until like May.
My gas mower, I spoke to it yesterday when it was in my garage, and I said, "Are you okay?" And it was basically like you with a broken wrist last year. Like, what do I do with myself? It was growing a beard. It was looking a
terrible.
little. It was a little smelly.
Oh.
How's the unpacking going? How's that looking so far?
It's coming together. We feel good. We still have some stuff to retrieve from various places where we have placed them over the last several months in preparation for the move. But I like where we're headed. I like our process.
Did you do the thing where you get near the end of the packing and you're like, screw it, I'm going to throw this stuff in a box, and then you forget about it when you get to the new place,
and it ends up being just odds and ends
like,
of weird stuff. But there's always one thing in there.
Where
that
those nail clippers went?
Yeah. Yes, like nail clippers.
Yeah, no, we found the nail clippers, which
good.
was mildly surprising, and like all the chargers and things that we need. So we're doing okay. I haven't been in a panic looking for something yet, which is good.
I have an opinion.
We're good.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't like sod. I think it's cheating.
What do you think he should do?
Plant seeds.
Is this like a hippie Nick like?
It does sound
no,
like it.
It's not a hippie thing. I just think it's cheating. Grow your own grass.
By the way, Sindelar writes,
well, someone is growing his grass. I mean, it's
growing somewhere else.
Sod farms.
Sindelar says, does Hap need help with his sod? I can help with his sod.
Help me with my non-existent sod.
Sindelar is of grass.
He really
Happer.
wants to help with his
Well,
sod.
Sindelar is of grass.
Can Sindelar
in
help
more
me
ways than one
with the manicuring of my dirt lawn right now? It looks pretty rough.
Yeah.
You know what you ought to do? You ought to go down there and talk, to the groundskeeping guys. Get yourself a little John Deere tractor and get one of those and drag your lawn. Just drag the infield.
What if I went out into center field and I just started cutting and and removed it, packed it up, and then rolled it out on my lawn?
1 square foot at a time.
just go out there by the 403 sign where no one's certain to hit a home run tonight. Just go out there and start rolling it up, and then all of a sudden
they'll be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I need the lawn."
Some rando.
This one looked good.
I'm borrowing some lawn.
Your car is sure to love that. Inside, it's going to be great with that rolled up piece of grass.
They take care of the field great here. It's a compliment. That's how they should.
It is. It's a beautiful. I would be proud to have this lawn. Or you know what? Go to the berms. That berm over there looks pretty good.
It actually does.
Just take some of the berm and just tell the little kids, hey, move over here.
That berm, I'm not so sure about. But
yeah,
this berm is
left field berm look a little worn, but the right field berm looks pretty good.
All right, I'm gonna steal some lawn today. That's my other thing, and I guess do the rest of the radio show. Is that what we're doing?
Sure, why not?
See you later. Have a good show, guys.
Goodbye.
I have to do part of your show.
Yeah, I heard about this. Yeah, this is pretty cool.
Yes, Coach Kingston.
Should I say I am here on behalf of Unsportsmanlike Conduct?
Connor Happer here for Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
I mean, you could just say, thanks, John. Josh was too lazy to come down here and do this interview himself.
Unreal.
How about, Josh, you get prepared for the College World Series by interviewing a college baseball coach?
Great idea.
I would have loved
on
to,
the field.
John sent the DM earlier this week, like, hey, we're ending the show early because Happer's going to do an interview. He didn't even give me the option. I would have loved to come down and do one interview and then go home. I would have loved it.
He would have loved to have come down here and done the
Happer,
interview.
does this mean I get to go out to steak night? That's like the thing I'm looking forward to. Since I'm involved in the broadcast, I want to participate in steak night.
That's up to Farron, I think.
Come on, Farron. See, I won't get to work with Farron.
Well, the only time we did steak night.
Yeah, that was during the
That was because of a rain.
Yeah.
And then I only got invited to steak night last night because I was on the finals. John was gone from steak night.
Oh, because of
that's Westwood 1 steak night.
Yeah, I didn't
I
go to that one.
I'm kicked out of steak night this year.
All right, so we need a rain delay then. That
we
won't
need a rain
happen.
delay
That'll
or
never happen.
a different kind of food night. Maybe we have taco night or something like that
Taco
for
night.
the preliminary game.
I just got a text from the person who's in charge of these behind-the-scenes instances at the College World Series. No steak. So does that mean taco night is on the board? Wing
taco
night?
Steak tacos.
Sandwich night?
Pizza night?
Pizza night? Pizza party. We love a good pizza party.
I saw that the Amigos has the Yankee burritos. We could have Yankee burrito night.
Interesting. Good idea. Good idea. Amigos, anyone? Josh, you're invited.
Thank you. I can't wait to participate. I'm just looking forward to being a part of an inside joke. I'd love to be a part of one someday. There's so many jokes, and I always miss out on them.
Well, you used to be. You were once the producer of this event.
And then you gave it to Stibbs, and he gave it to me.
I gave it to Stibbs. Yep, indeed.
I can't wait, Josh. I'm very excited
Me
for your
too.
upcoming assignment, whatever it might be that you're angry about.
No, I'm not. No, that's not the. I'm looking. Yeah, I'll tell you about the other part later on. Though. I'll
Okay.
tell you about the other part later on.
Okay. All right.
All right.
you
Good
go.
to see you, Happer.
Bye,
There
Happer.
he is, Connor Happer.
I'll be around.
He's
like
just
the good
going to
old
be
days.
around randomly in the booth.
Whoa, are you
He
saying we're in the
he
bad days right now?
I just missed the Happer crossover.
Wow.
We all have a really fun dynamic that we'd cultivated over years.
Wow,
Wow.
McMaster's
Unlike-
taking kits again.
We will get there with McMaster. We've just cultivated that rapport with Happer.
I think we've gotten there with McMaster.
Oh, yeah.
We have our own little vibe with him.
Yeah, he always talks about the Bears.
You and him argue all the time.
Yeah, I got a text during the crossover today telling me to tell you guys to shut up about your whole Chargers
argue,
Michigan
so what?
thing. Greg from Hastings says Popeyes night. How do we feel about Popeyes night?
Oh, but it's going to take forever. We want to
We're
get
going to have to figure out
you
when
know
they're
what?
going to rain delay.
While we're on that subject, I got
What subject?
we got an email.
About Popeyes?
Yeah, we got an email.
Oh,
I'm
this
trying to-
was funny.
Is it from John Popeye?
No,
The
this-
founder
I'm
of
trying to
Popeye?
remember.
it was yesterday, if I remember right. It was
It
really
was yesterday,
early
and I
Monday.
apologize. I saved the screenshot of what he sent, but I
I'll
forgot
look for it.
whoever sent the email. But it was a Google review, or maybe it was a Yelp review. I don't know, but one of the two. But I review the restaurants, online. Give it 1 through 5 stars, and you can leave a comment. And this was a screenshot from one of these reviews of the 50th and Dodge Popeyes, the famous or infamous Popeyes down the street from the Radio Ranch there in
I went there on
Dundee.
Friday.
Here was the review. It was a 1-star review from 2
Sad.
months ago.
Sad.
It reads, "I've never eaten at Popeyes, but I listened to Unsportsmanlike Contact."
Hey, that's not our show.
That's us in a different universe. This guy's from a different universe.
So I decided to go and eat there tonight. Got there at about 9:15, and they told me through the drive-through speaker that they wouldn't take my order unless I ordered through DoorDash. What is wrong with these people?
That's insane.
You're there to take the order. They're obviously making food, right? They're making food
This seems
because
like a
they're
fake
taking
review.
DoorDash
I
orders.
don't believe this.
Oh, of course you don't
I
believe it
don't-
because
I don't believe it.
because you will never believe that Popeyes would ever have terrible service.
So I went there on Friday. It was incredible. I walked in because I
Oh,
ordered
yeah, I'm
on
sure
the
it was
app.
great.
I walked in and they're like, "What's your name?" I said Joshua, and they're like, "Here's your food." I had literally no wait. The food couldn't have been cooked fresher. I took a bite and it was like, it's so hot because it is
this
so
rat!
fresh.
This rat feels like it was just trash.
Big, juicy, spicy
See,
thighs.
pieces of rat.
And
so good.
I went to that same Popeyes a couple years ago and I got a sandwich and they're like, all right, we'll have it right out. And then they pointed me to go park and they forgot about me. I had to go into the store
That's what I'm talking about.
half an hour later and be like, hey, where's my sandwich?
Michael
That's what I'm
Zavir.
talking
We went there on
about.
Saturday night, ordered online, and arrived. My food was ready to go. Shout out to it's something about you two. What could
No,
it be
it's
that they
about
don't
Popeyes.
like? Nope. When I
You
order, they're
refuse
like,
to see it.
They're like, "What's up? It's good to see you again." And I say, "Thank you,
Yeah,
Popeyes."
yeah, I guarantee you they're talking to you like that.
Mustache Adam says Popeyes vacated Nick's sandwich. They know that you're a dirty cheater like Kirk Ferentz, Nick.
They vacated his sandwich.
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
Anyway, I
Thanks to
apologize
Popeyes.
for who sent that email, but
I
thank
couldn't
you.
find it.
It was
Into the
John Popeye.
Equitable Bank Zone inbox. It's good to know. I mean, Popeyes owes us
like
something, man.
contact.
We're giving
That's
we're
good.
giving that restaurant more damn advertising on this show
Hell yeah.
than anyone else.
Hell
and
yeah.
they don't deserve it because their service is terrible.
Great food.
So as we're watching Nebraska finish up batting practice here, of course, they're trying to position themselves in a spot where they could get a home regional, which they haven't had since 2008. Now, thank you. Right now, they are 27th in the RPI, which is, it's in the neighborhood you want to be in. Certainly, they would like to be better and probably need to be better, but they're at least in the neighborhood. They're in the conversation. Last week, losing to Oregon, we talked about it earlier, going off of Kendall Rogers and D1 Baseball. They did their regional projections a couple of weeks ago, and they had 3 Big Ten team hosting, Nebraska was about the 4th or 5th team out in terms of being a host. So they were a 2 seed into someone else's regional. They were roughly about the 4th or 5th team out. And these 2 weekends, really important. Last weekend against Oregon, this weekend against USC. The other problem that Nebraska runs into is it's a sheer numbers game. And this was something I talked about earlier. While the Big Ten is having a much better baseball season than, well, arguably they've ever had in what I would call the modern era. So, you know, post 1999, for example, when the tournament, you know, when they started doing the super regionals and everything, post 1999, this is easily the best Big Ten baseball season ever. But it still lags in comparison to the top 3 conferences, which are the SEC, the Big 12, and the ACC. And so for the Big Ten to get even 3 regional hosts, and you know they're going to get 1, more than likely they're going to get 2 with UCLA and USC. Oregon right now is the 3 in terms of those teams expected to host, and it's kind of them and Nebraska as far as who might be that team. If the Big Ten gets 3, obviously Nebraska's not going to be at the advantage of Oregon. They lost 2 out of 3. And depending on what Oregon does the rest of the way, it could be a bit of a block on what they want to do. But it kind of becomes a numbers game right now. And here's what I am referring to. So these are the latest numbers. These are the RPI numbers. And I already see that I did not switch a couple of things on this graphic. But the conferences across from left to right are in order of what they are in conference RPI. So ignore that top line because the SEC is first in RPI, ACC is second, Big 12 is third, Big 10 is fourth, and the Sun Belt Conference is fifth. Okay, so that's what that means. Ignore that first line because I forgot to flip-flop a couple of those rankings. But it's the next series of numbers down below. Top 50 RPI teams. So how many top 50 RPI teams exist in these conferences? The SEC, of their 16 schools, 12 of them are in the top 50 of the RPI. ACC, 9 of their schools are in the top 50 of the RPI. Big 12, 9 of their schools, top 50 RPI. Big 10 has 4, the 4 I've already mentioned. And the Sun Belt Conference, who is 5th overall in conference RPI, they have 5 schools inside the top 50. The reason why this is important, it's the sheer amount of opportunities all of these other conferences are going to have playing other top 50 RPI schools. And, of course, rising tide lifts all boats.
6-7.
Nebraska, after next Tuesday, has 0 top 50 teams left on their schedule. USC is ranked 9th in the RPI. They got 3 games this weekend. Kansas is 21st. That's a week from tonight. After that, nobody else. But all of these SEC schools, all of these ACC schools, all of these Big 12 schools, more than half of their respective conferences have top 50 RPI teams, which basically means, you know, it's just feeding off of each other, right? So even if like a Georgia were to lose, 2 out of 3 at Arkansas, not going to hurt them as much because those are top 50 RPI teams. So it becomes a numbers game at this point, which really amplifies, I think, for Nebraska. I think they need to go out. They may need to sweep USC or at least win 2 out of 3 against USC and beat Kansas. And then
basically sweep the rest of the way, right? And
probably win out.
Yeah.
Which I know is hard to do because the Big Ten, even the middle and the bottom middle of the Big Ten, while they're not top 50, pretty good. Iowa's in like the 60s or 70s right now. I think Ohio State's kind of in that bunch. Not that Nebraska's necessarily playing Ohio State, but I mean, some of those other schools, they're good, but they're not this good. And so it's not going to help Nebraska's overall ranking. They're pretty much going to have to go on a run, I think, if they're going to get a chance to host. And that's why. I mean, it just becomes a numbers game right now with so many SEC, ACC, and Big 12 schools who are going to be playing other Big 12, ACC, and SEC schools who are also in the top 50.
And that's why I know I kind of said it flippantly, but I'm hard pressed to imagine them being able to host now. I think it is. Yeah. It's not an impossibility, but it almost is, because it would require them to win almost all of their games moving forward, and I just don't think that that's going to happen.
We shall soon see. But either way, that's a quick look at that. When we continue here on Unsportsmanlike Conduct, don't forget Steve Sipple is coming up. And speaking of college baseball, we do have a slice of college baseball. Nick will have that for you, as well as a super hot take market, all coming up live from Haymarket Park on the 1620 The Zone Radio Network.
It's time to enjoy a nice hot slice of college baseball.
Bodie Ray tried to slam the door. Lifted in the air to right field. Box sprinting in, has room. Reaches back and makes the play. It's a statement sweep for Kansas. 3-0 over number 12 UCF. A 4-0 week versus ranked teams. The win streak goes to 10, and the Jayhawks, with one of the greatest weeks in their program history, will be ranked on Monday. The first place Jayhawks bust out the broomsticks to sweep UCF.
College baseball.
Rock, chalk, Jayhawk, KU. That's their cheer, by the way.
It is.
Very jazzy.
It sounds more intimidating and much cooler when they do it at Allen Fieldhouse and you get
Then at the baseball stadium.
Well, I'll give you know what?
What?
Kansas has turned into quite the little baseball atmosphere. The students really show up for those games. It's become kind of a thing. In fact, we talked about it once on the show last year, where we were watching one of their games and they had this whole student section and there were just all kinds of gimmicks and stuff. Pretty cool. So I'm taking it, Nick, that Kansas is a slice today.
John, you would be right. And of course, not the band, you idiots. Why would it be the band when there's a baseball team to talk about?
I don't know.
The Jayhawks are on a heater. Currently 12-3 in the Big 12, 26-10 overall, and on a 10-game winning streak.
Whoa!
The Rock is certainly chalking. Their latest incredible feat came this weekend with a sweep of number 12 at the time, UCF, winning on an 11th inning walk-off Friday and a decisive win on a doubleheader Saturday. UCF has dropped to 21 in the D1 baseball ranking as of yesterday, by the way.
Yesterday.
That's
Monday.
when those come out.
It's got to be your day.
The now number 18 Jayhawks could not have gotten this far without the hard work of some of their key players.
You got there.
Let's talk about them.
Can we?
Let's read about them.
Let's read about them. Tyson LeBlanc. Their slugging shortstop has a line of 304, 411, and 638 over 36 games. The junior has 12 home runs, highest on the team, 7 stolen bases, also the highest on the team, and 39 RBI. You guessed it, the highest on the team.
Nice.
Keep an eye on this dude, and God willing, he isn't poached by LSU or some other crappy SEC team next season, but he is from Louisiana, so I'm worried. Right fielder Jordan, don't call me Johann Sebastian Bach.
Oh, good Lord.
This dude gets on base. His on-base percentage is a very nice .454 with a batting average of .319 and slugging of .479. This grad student also has given the honor of All-Canadian College First Team by Canadian Baseball Network. Did I mention he's from Canada?
I think so.
British Columbia specifically.
Take off.
Pitcher Bodie Ray. You just heard about him right there in that highlight.
Bodie Ray.
This redshirt junior has a record of 5-1 with 2 starts, 13 plate appearances, 32 strikeouts, and 28 innings pitched, an ERA of .354. He's also from Marion, Iowa, and chose Kansas over Notre Dame, Iowa, Duke, and Minnesota. Wow.
Marion, Iowa, home of Grant Gibbs.
People forget. Finally, the last player I want to highlight, pitcher Mathis Nerol. This junior is lighting it up with a 4-1 record, 9 starts and appearances, 44.2 innings pitched, 42 strikeouts, and an ERA of 4.23. He's also French. Specifically from Montpellier.
Here comes a white flag joke from John.
Fun.
I didn't say anything.
You thought it, though.
He did think it.
Probably.
Anyway, Kansas is awesome, and I hope their streak continues because it's very fun to watch a Big 12 team do so well. They play again tonight at 6 p.m., taking on the 23-14 Wichita State Shockers. Baseball.
And they will host Nebraska 1 week from tonight in Lawrence.
Wow. Nebraska can't get away from playing the Jays.
No.
It's
You
the
mean the
Blue
Jay
Jay
Hawks.
Hawks.
I mean the Jayhawks.
Blue Jay
Yeah,
Hawks.
KU's a heck of a story. 2 games up in the Big 12 over West Virginia UCF. Pretty good day. By the way, Kansas won College World Series 1993.
People forget.
I didn't know.
Josh.
There you go.
People forget and people don't know.
Little history lesson for you.
Hmm.
All right, there you go. A slice of college baseball. Bert Kreischer is back in the Metro this fall. It's the Permission to Party World Tour, Sunday, December 6th at Mid-America Center. That'd be in Council Bluffs.
December?
Yeah, December 6th.
Oh, I don't want to think about the cold right now.
Warm yourself. You love football so much, you want it to be cold.
No, I want it to be October, not December. Anyway, keep going, John.
You can listen to the Grum later this week. We have tickets to give away. You can double your chances to win online. Go to 1620thezone.com and find out more. So, yes, we will be giving away more tickets later this week here on the program.
By the way, John.
Sorry.
An update for you. ETSU and Georgia are playing right now, and the score is 9-11.
You're welcome, Chance.
Good grief.
ETSU just hit a 3-run bomb. That's a lot of runs.
Josh and I were just joking about this off the air, and then it happened.
I would never joke about that.
Not joking about if they hit.
Yeah.
Not the final score or that score.
It's got to be your bowl.
Yeah. Anyway.
Before we invite Steve Sipple to the proceedings, we have to get to a super hot take market.
Yeah, we do.
Heading to the market, I'm going to be shopping in the Mike Vrabel aisle, which is only for people 18 and older.
Oh, yeah.
Also, big TV ratings guy.
Good Lord. In the hot take market?
Yeah. In the hot take market.
Cool.
So stick around. We'll be right back to Haymarket Park in a moment. It's the program. John and Josh with Nick, 1620 The Zone Radio Network.
Sports Flash.
Time for an unsportsmanlike conduct Sports Flash update.
Sports Flash.
From the Sports Flash Sports Desk. We finally have some moves in the local college basketball portal.
What happened?
As reported by Field of 68. That's a website.
Sports Flash.
Wes Enos has committed
Sports Flash.
from his transfer of South Florida to
Sports Flash.
the Creighton Blujeays.
Sports Flash. Sports Flash.
The guard averaged, let's see, I had it right here. Dang it. Everything's lost. Everything's lost. I can't
What are you
see
doing?
anything.
How
What's
did
going on?
16.4 points per game,
16 points, 3
3.6 rebounds, or
There you go.
yeah, 2.4 assists.
It's got to be your assist.
Why'd you close the page?
Well, no, I was trying to open up a different tab so I could look at more detailed stats like 3-point percentage. He was 35% from 3 this past year, 81% at the free throw line. So played 1 year at South Florida last year. He is a junior, so he is a senior to be. So he would have 1 year remaining. So the Blue Jays have added one more in the portal next to Oswin. Not Irwin. Oswin Arunse of Providence. Wes Enos of South Florida.
Yeah, and by the way, we haven't mentioned on the show today, but officially now know Leo Curtis is coming back to Nebraska, as is Cale Jacobson joining the news yesterday.
It's all coming together
Bryce
now.
Sanford, indeed.
It's all coming together now.
Indeed.
All right, with that said, it's time.
Hit it, Nick!
Super hot take market.
Sindelar says from Kalk to Enos.
From Kalk to Enos. Exactly. Hot take. So there's a guy who's been monitoring college football television and assignments and ratings.
Oh, we're just jumping into this one, huh?
Oh, hell yeah. So, of course, two of the biggest windows and the biggest contracts are Fox Big Noon Saturday and CBS at 2:30.
Yeah.
Two of the most valuable time slots in college football. This dude, who is known as Professor Wild Ute.
That's awesome.
What on earth?
I love that, actually.
He looked back at the last 6 years of Nielsen data to see which schools were playing in those windows. So you have had, of those two windows, Big Noon on Saturday, CBS 2:30, Ohio State has made 26 appearances in 6 years, 22 of them on Fox, 4 on CBS. Michigan, 25 of those appearances, 19 on Fox, 6 on CBS. That's a total of 51 appearances on one of those two networks by one of these two teams. Would you like to guess who the next nearest Big Ten team is in the last 6 years to appear on either of those two windows?
And what were the windows again?
It's the noon kickoff on Fox, Big Noon kickoff on Fox, and 2:30 on CBS. Ohio State, Michigan, who is third?
Oh, man. Like, I feel like this might be a trick question and that it's somehow going to be like Oregon or something, but it's probably not. Iowa?
Penn State.
Oh, duh.
Has 18. But his larger point is this. Rutgers has 1. I'm surprised they even showed up in 1.
Well, they played Ohio State, so
they did play Ohio State.
So what's the hot take?
As Professor Wildute points out, 3 Big Ten schools got 0 appearances on CBS in 6 years. They are Maryland, Northwestern, and Rutgers. The hot take is this. When we get the breakaway, and the breakaway, she is a-coming. We don't know where, we don't know when. But Maryland and Rutgers and Northwestern will be among the first 3 teams out of here. Out of here.
No offense,
Gone.
John. Is
Gone.
that a hot take?
Well, Well, it's a hot take if you're a Maryland, Northwestern, or Rutgers. Last time I checked, Maryland had all those cable TV households in the DMV. Northwestern is from Chicago,
we don't
and
care
Rutgers famously is New York City's team. We were told this by Jim Delaney.
Let's call it a hot pocket take. Deceptively hot on the outside, but cold in the middle.
Frozen in the middle?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Nuke it a little
John, now, after I insulted you, maybe you will insult me for this take, but hear me out here. Hot take, I believe. All sports commissioners are idiots.
Oh.
Did you see this? Did you hear about this?
How dare you talk about Rob Manfred that way?
Well, he is certainly a moron. Kathy Engelbert, who is the WNBA commissioner. Oh, a woman is in charge, and Nick laughs. Interesting.
That's a fun name.
She was asked last night how much longer she anticipates being a commissioner. Her response was this: I wonder whether you would ask that of a man. And the answer to that is, of course. We do it of Rob Manfred all the time. I think Gary Bettman has been asked since he was hired 2 decades ago, how much longer do you have in charge? Roger Goodell gets asked that question like every year at the Super Bowl media day. She has seen a nice era of growth with the WNBA, and yet things still seem to be spinning their wheels in many other ways. All commissioners are morons. All of them are idiots. Maybe it's not a hot take. I apologize.
All right. Hot take.
The hot pocket hasn't even been put in the microwave for that one.
Hot take. Mike Vrabel is going to lose credibility in his locker room.
Whoa. Okay, now that is a spicy meatball.
It is.
This is from Boston reporter Michael Holley. He covers Boston sports. He said, I talked to a former Patriot player, and he said, the hell they won't want answers. You think Mike Vrabel can just push this under the rug without talking to the players? Coaching don't treat us like they treat the media. To which, and that's the former Patriot talking to Mike Holley. Holley then opined, I think Vrabel will have to say something to his team. I think he's going to have to answer to something that's been in the news for a while. For his credibility, he's going to have to say something to his team, which certainly he will. Now, if this were 20 years ago, would Mike Vrabel lose credibility over this? Probably not as easily. But it's a new day. And Mike Vrabel is a guy who's been happily married for 25 years. And he's talked openly about his marriage and how, he was reawakened to his Catholic faith because he met his wife at Ohio State when he was a player, she was a student. All of this stuff. Maybe back in the day when football players are like, oh, yeah, coach getting some. Oh, yeah, great. Ha, ha, ha. It's not that way anymore.
Gen Z doesn't have sex.
Plus.
What is it?
Mike Vrabel was allegedly doing this to a reporter who was giving out then inside information. And so you got to believe that there's probably some guys in that locker room going, gee, I wonder what kind of dirt Coach Vrabel is spilling to this woman, all because she's, allowing a little something on the side. I think Mike Vrabel, if he does not handle this very well, I think he is going to lose credibility in his locker room. I think he already has lost some credibility in that locker room, but it could only get worse for him.
Wow, I think you did a good job showing your work there, John, because I think on its face, I want to disagree because of, just general reaction. But you're right, especially with the whole trade situation and those types of things that could come up. Hot take I could be talked into. This is a golf one for John. And it's a Rory one for John.
Oh.
Rory McIlroy will go down as the third greatest golfer of all time.
Tiger, Phil, Rory?
No, Tiger, Jack, and Rory. Old Man Doug, that wasn't the order that I would put them in this order we said them. Though I do think Tiger's the GOAT. It's wild, John, to think that he won 4 majors between 2011 and 2014, and then he did not win any for another 11 years. But then he won the Masters last year. Now he has won the Masters again this year. He has 6 under his belt. 2 guys ever have won more than 10. Tiger and Jack. I think Rory will join that list by the time that he is done.
Whoa.
Thus, cementing himself as the third greatest to ever do it. I could be talked into it happening, Nick.
How many does he need to get to 10?
4.
How old is he?
36.
See, I'm not going to crap on it too much other than the fact that it's that twit Rory. But I mean, you got Scheffler, you got all of these other great golfers who are going to be eating up some of these majors.
Mm-hmm.
Not that Jack didn't have his contemporaries back in the day, and Tiger had his contemporaries back in the day. I just think it's harder to win a lot of those majors. I'll meet you halfway.
Okay.
If he does get to 10, it's going to be a hard argument to say no. I don't know if he'll get to 10.
Yeah, Scheffler, you bring him up. He has 4 majors right now. The only one he has not won is the U.S. Open. He is only 29, though, so he is much younger. And so it almost makes me think, John, that Rory could be the third best, but then in his career, Scheffler would eventually pass him as the third best. But think about it. Only 2 guys have won double digits in majors. 2, ever. Arnie didn't do it. Gary Player didn't do it. There are a lot of, Nick Faldo, all these greats didn't do it.
And his last name's Player. He should have done it.
Exactly. It's like an ice cream man named Cone. It's very difficult, but I could be talked into it. That's why I'm hiding behind the I could be talked into it card here.
Nick, do you have any hot takes?
Other than my sod one from earlier, I kind of blew that one.
Okay.
I'm starting to rethink the 3.5 line as I'm watching balls just leave this yard.
We got to go over.
It's too late now. Brunsey and I set the line, but
lines can move. It's just you guys
lines
are
can
have
move,
to take a
but but Brunson's got to be in on the conversation. But I would say this:
I can call him back quick.
I'm taking the over at 3.5.
Bruns,
I'm taking
he'll
the
be
over
there
at
soon.
3.5.
Just invite him back in the studio for 5 seconds.
Good idea. All right, I'm taking the over at 3.5.
Speaking of being there soon, will Steve Sipple be joining?
Yeah, right. Steve Sipple at a baseball game.
That was funny.
Oh, funny times. The happy hour with Stephen M. Sipple is coming up next, live from the ballpark, Hawks Field, Haymarket Park. Tonight, Creighton and Nebraska. You can hear it right here on the 1620 The Zone Radio Network.
Sipple the snowflake is one old triggered soul with reading glasses sitting on his nose and takes that really blow. Sipple the snowflake deserves a mouthpiece to the face. He says LeBron's the GOAT and Steph will choke. Then he runs to his safe space. Hey, we gotta be careful here, he tells us when we speak. But when 10 games air in a day, he thinks that's too many. Oh, Sipple the snowflake says words like mature. He's a blogger now and an honor too, and also really old.
We welcome you in to a happy hour on this gorgeous Tuesday. Clouds have kind of moved in, but it's still a beautiful night for baseball, where I'm sure Steve Sipple will probably be sunning himself somewhere out of there on the left field berm. Sip, how you doing?
Sunning myself.
Yeah, sunning yourself, getting out there, getting some rays, enjoying the nice breeze, a nice early spring, but it feels like summer day.
No, I mean, I'm enjoying the day. I won't be out there. I'm not going to lie about that.
We know.
I got. I'm not in attendance a lot. Besides football, but I will follow the game. I'll track the game.
It's on TV tonight. You don't even have to track it. You could watch it.
I seldom turn my TV on, but I might in this case.
Seldom turn your TV on?
Yeah.
But I said in your column today, you mentioned how pumped you are for the NBA playoffs.
True. That'll be more TV now. Thank you for reading, Josh.
Yeah, I'm always reading it. I also saw you had a post on the scrolls about, what was it, Jeremiah Smith versus a different receiver, and you would take the different receiver. Is this true?
I was reading CBS Sports' website the other day, and they were talking about the Heisman candidates that are non-quarterback Heisman candidates, and the top two are Jeremiah Smith and Malachi Toney. And it occurred to me as I was reading it, I think I might take Malachi Toney over, and that's going against everything I'm about. But it just goes to show that there's there's always outliers. There's always exceptions to rules. Like when I say I like bigger players, I do, but I also thought Amir Abdullah was spectacular. He was a small running back. So, and there's exceptions. And I would say in this conversation, Tony's more versatile. And I don't even care what kind of offense. People keep saying to me, well, it depends. What kind of offense are we talking about? The NFL? Are we talking about college? I don't know that it matters. Tony's more his versatility and just sheer toughness. There's a lot that goes into his game.
We didn't get a chance to get to this earlier. Not that you're necessarily like but I mentioned it because one of the recruiting sites mentioned that Nebraska's down. It's down to the last two for the number one tight end in the country, Ahmad Hudson, who is from Louisiana, and he's down to Louisiana and Nebraska. It wasn't so much to talk about him or what a commit like this would mean for Nebraska, but I continue to be, I don't want to say amazed, but certainly impressed with how many big-name recruits, how many high-rated recruits from the high school level that Matt Rule's staff continues to be in. It kind of smacks in the face of this idea of negative momentum around the program or bad vibes around the program. It certainly seems from a high school recruiting perspective, Nebraska's making some good waves.
Yeah, it seems like it, doesn't it? I mean, now it'll be tough to pull him out of Louisiana. It's
right.
That, it's all, I don't want to, and I'm not pouring cold water on your sentiment because it's true. They give it hell, right? I mean, they really go after the guys you need. And I do condemn. I do commend them for that. And this is a great example of it. And I think it's largely a Trey Taylor discussion. If you were at their Boneyard Bash in June, those guys hooked up, and it was good. That kid is something else, by the way. If you could get him, you talk about a reason for excitement. And frankly, come on. I mean, I don't need to get on a soapbox, and I won't, but that's the kind of guy you need. I also put a post up on the Husker Online message board yesterday about what Ryan Day said on somebody's podcast about it was almost I had to double check it to see if it was real. You know how that life is now. But he said, listen, you don't really need to come to Ohio State if you don't think you're a first or second round level draft pick. That's all we're really interested in. He goes, it's just reality. And I don't know, when I hear it, and when I see it, it still makes a big impression on me. Like, ultimately, that's what you're chasing. And that gets you back to Hudson that's ultimately, if we're really serious about, covering a team that can contend for the Big Ten crown, those are the kind of players you need. It's not, I always say the same thing, but it's not cute little stories that get you there. It's guys like Hudson and guys like probably Trey Taylor.
When you hear Ryan Day say that, because we spoke about that a little bit yesterday with Michael, and we were all in agreement, I really appreciate him saying that. I think that there is more pressure maybe at that job than almost any school in the country, if not more than any school in the country. And then I do, of course, look around here and say, does Nebraska football, I mean, of course they don't operate that way, but are they even attempting to? And I wonder, if they are, or if they're even able to attempt to do that, which I guess then turns into another back way into an NIL conversation. But I don't know, sometimes it just makes me wonder, are we talking about Nebraska football properly because they're not operating or even attempting to operate at that same level?
Yeah, it's a valid. I mean, it's valid what you just said. I don't know. It's tricky. It's a whole show almost to do it, except to say, and this is somebody pointed out on our message board. It's true. Nebraska's got I never used to be this guy, but I am now. You evolve. Your way of thinking evolves, and mine has evolved toward Nebraska's just got to catch like Iowa and USC and Illinois and Washington. Those sorts of teams, right? I mean, you got to kind of Minnesota, for God's sake. I mean, look at the series against Minnesota and tell me what you see. You almost are in that. You got to do that, and before you're serious. Now, if you do that, and again, I'm going off what I read on the message board, which there's some bright people. You probably got to win 5, 6, 7. Or not win, but get into the bowl season consistently now, 5, 6, 7 years. Then maybe you start to generate momentum. Momentum equals money, and maybe then you're back in that realm. But I would close this by saying, and it's very germane to this discussion. Somebody said, "I'm surprised you're surprised by Dave's comments since you covered Nebraska when it was Ohio State, essentially." Mm-hmm. Well, I did, but that I almost feel, and it just occurred to me yesterday. I've never verbalized it this way, but I did on the message board, so I might as well hear. I feel like I'm not covering the same program at this point.
The same Nebraska program, you're saying?
Right. Yeah, it doesn't feel the same. It really doesn't. There's nothing about it that really feels the same. It's not, everything from the way they approach offense to style of coaching, the world around us, the way that the college game has evolved. That's not casting any aspersions on Nebraska. That's just the way it is. But it often feels like I'm covering another program now.
Steve Sipple joining us from HuskerOnline.com. You mentioned in your column Michael's interview with Dave Tollefson, the defensive analyst, former NFL player. Tollefson said in Michael's interview he believes Nebraska's got the players to play up front in the 4-2-5. Do you believe that to be the case?
They'll have to prove it. I mean, why? I just don't think it would be responsible for me to sign off on that. I think it'd be irresponsible. They don't. I mean, they're leading the. When I'm mainly talking about interior now. When you're leading returner in terms of production is Van Poppel, and he had 16 tackles and 1.5 sacks, I think, and 2.5 TFLs, and that's by far your top returning producer. Well, you tell me. What do you think? Is that enough? I'd say no. Whittington started, just sheer Whittington started in the spring game. He had some production at Pitt, but, not a lot. They just don't have, they're not, they could have it. They could have the guys, but how would you say it with assuredness at this point? Unless you're directly involved, and I respect the fact that, I'm not questioning what he said. He essentially has to say it. And I'd say the same thing if I were in his shoes. But I'm not in his shoes. I'm paid to be something else. And no, until you see it, you can't really sign off on it.
He also kind of, it seemed like he also intimated, Sip, that, the 3-3-5 kind of held certain players back, like, for example, a Riley Van Poppel.
Yeah, he did. He did sort of say that. I'm sorry, I cut you off. Did you have a
No, go ahead, please.
I mean, he went so far as to say he wouldn't probably even have coached in that 3-3-5 where, your big linemen, what their job was to hold at the point of attack, and the guys behind him, the linebackers, safeties, etc., were to make the plays. And this is different. This is what I was really struck. It was a great interview Michael Severe did with him. It was great. There was a lot more I probably could have written, but what struck me the most was just how challenging this. And it was very informative to me, and a reminder that when you change schemes, it can be a major adjustment. It's not always, but it can be. And in this case, I'd say it is. I mean, think about what we're talking about. You're asking linemen to do something entirely different in this scheme. So it all kind of, then it kind of winds back to that conversation of what should we expect?
Yep.
I mean, we keep doing it at Nebraska too, which sort of drives me berserk. You keep asking these kids, I hate when I say kids, they're all, some of them are kids. We keep asking these young men to change the way they're doing things over and over and over. We have a coordinator, then we have another coordinator. This guy's got to do it this way. And now we have another coordinator. He's got to do it a whole different way. But we can't have your level of play drop off. In fact, we're trying to get better. It's a lot to ask. It is. I've talked to players about it over the years. What they find themselves doing is, and you saw it during when Banker came in. It was that famous time after I think they lost to Miami, and Banker the following week said, well, some of the guys out there were doing things in Pelini's defense. Like he's like, half the guys were doing things that they were supposed to do in the old defense, not our defense. And that's just an example of, what these guys have to go through and the challenges for coaches in those situations, which they would probably play down, but I don't.
Yeah, I would love to know what makes Rob Orich tick in that his defense was able to get so much better in his lone year at SDSU. Like, what was it about him, and is there a simplicity that he is able to preach that allows them to execute at a high level? Because, I mean, gosh, Skip, that was mostly a kind of a scary answer when you just think about all of those things in a year one on that side of the ball with a new DC, a new defensive line coach, And, hey, don't forget about the fact that the schedule features all 3 Big Ten playoff teams. Iowa, who's had your number, Illinois, who has mostly had your number, Washington, who's a good team, etc.
I've had that simplicity conversation with coaches over the years, and what they caution you is you can't be too simple.
Yeah.
You just get sliced. I mean, yeah, you can say what we're doing is simple and we're not going to do too much. That sounds good on, it might sound good on April 15th, but it doesn't look as good on September 21st when across the sideline is whoever. I mean, take a very good Big Ten coordinator, and so no, I mean, I don't think I can't be simplicity. I don't know how to answer your question. It's a good one. I think I was default to sports writers speak. I think it's the totality of what Orich accomplished at San Diego State, which wasn't, I wouldn't call resounding success, but it was enough that he impressed Rule, obviously, and Phil Snow. I mean, that was a big part of it too. It's Phil Snow you had to impress. So we'll see. I don't know. I kind of want to talk to Orich this off season and ask him just that.
Sip, I'm not sure if you're familiar, but this baseball stadium that Nebraska plays their games in overlooks Memorial Stadium, which is across the interstate.
Whoa!
From here.
I do.
Okay.
I remember that in 2008. I remember when I was
I forget, Sip, when we did the RV gimmick out there, did you come over to our RV during that? Do you remember that?
I don't know. Was it?
We watched a Kimbo Slice fight. We watched Kimbo Slice. This was after Nebraska played. I can't remember who it was, but Jack Mitchell and I, when we were at K-Line together, had an RV out in right field, and we invited a whole bunch of people over. We had at Fairbury, we had hot dogs. We were watching Kimbo Slice. I figured that would have been a perfect place for you.
I might have missed that one.
You might have missed that one. Well, anyway, speaking of the old gray lady across the interstate.
Yes.
The old gray lady, yes.
Do you think we will see something on the Board of Regents agenda this week? And if we don't, should that raise any concerns?
Everything I'm hearing suggests that we will see something on the agenda. Now, what will? I don't know how it's all going to go down. I don't know if anybody does, but yeah, I think it will be on the agenda. I hate to put I don't mind. I mean, why can't we put percent? I'd say I'm 90% sure it'll be on the agenda.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that's what we're headed to. Now, after that, I don't know how it's all going to go down and what it's going to look like when the presentation's made.
Sip, I know sometimes I feel like the stadium stuff, it kind of just falls on deaf ears with you because, I mean, mostly it's not really affecting you, right? It's not affecting the play on the field. But I do wonder from like what you hear from people, what the level of appetite is for changes now. John and I talked about this a little yesterday. When Trev's plan first came out a few years ago, there was some immediate pushback because it was going to make the stadium smaller and hey, why would you spend this money on the stadium when you could just, push that towards NIL? We're now a few years later. Inflation is very much a thing at this moment in time in the world, but in America in particular. The team is spinning its wheels still, and it doesn't seem like this is going to be a South Stadium project, at least from what I am gathering. So I wonder if there is even an appetite from anybody to do this, just given that it's going to be a lot of money to do one thing, or I guess maybe not as much money to do something much lesser.
I don't always read the room that well, especially this time of year when you feel it feels pretty distant now, what you're covering. You're mid-April. They're not doing anything. I mean, I guess they're working out, but you don't have much contact with the coaching staff or anybody. As far as fans go, a lot of people checked out. So to answer your question, no, I don't feel a lot of fan interest in it.
Yeah.
I don't know why there would be. Now, on the other hand, if you're directly involved, Josh, like if you're a season ticket holder, then you are probably waiting
Sure.
and watching this very closely if you're a season ticket holder for sure. But if you're not, then no, I don't know that you're following it that closely. It's a stadium project. And now, this is sort of a subjective conversation. I've never, ever been interested in stadium projects of really any kind. They just don't do it for me. It's the stadium, I mean, there's going to be projects. I don't know. It's never. I'm more interested in what happens on the field. And along those lines, if it were me running the show, I would be probably more interested in on-field product than stadium product. But that's just me.
Sip, I don't know what your inbox is like, or when you interact with people, but like we brought up the topic yesterday, and every time the topic has been brought up of what are they going to do with the stadium, it comes back to capacity. And it feels like to me there's a lot of people out there when they hear the idea of maybe shrinking the number of seats, there is some heavy pushback of, what do you mean you're going to take away seats? Even though, I mean, we know that there are tickets available and, it's been a little bit harder to fill the place as much, but there's just something about taking away seats that is like a deal breaker for a lot of people. And I'm curious if when this subject comes up, if you hear the same thing.
Not as much. No, I don't. And my personal feeling is that I think they absolutely have to take away seats and really diminish the size of I think that's just the way the world's going now in most cases, right? I just think it's prudent. I think it's a common sense move to diminish capacity. That's what makes sense. I don't keeping it the same or God forbid raising it. I can't see why you would do it. But no, I'm in the camp of now. Again, this is opinion stuff.
Yeah,
I would lower capacity significantly. Now you would do it after studies, and I would think extensive studies to see how much. But that's where I just think the world's going.
Sip, one more from me. You finished your column today by mentioning that CBS Sports ranking of quarterbacks. Calandria was 36th in the country, 11th in the conference. You said, in short, the Huskers need him to be better than that in order to get where they want. Well, how much better? What do you think we're talking about in terms of him as a quarterback if they're going to reach whatever that number of wins is or level of production is?
Well, this relates to where we started the conversation, which is the defense, right? Is that where we started?
Yeah.
And I think he's going to have to be like a top 6 type quarterback in the league for Nebraska to get to where it wants. Now, what does that all mean? I don't know what it means statistically. Just in a general sense is what we're talking about. He's got to be good because it's not like they can. I don't think, and I don't want to condemn. I don't like to condemn a side of the ball or a team before a season starts. I'm not doing that. But my read is simply they better be good on offense this year. I mean, because I don't think you're going to be able to lean on that defense. I don't think I'm taking a big leap there, by the way. I mean, it's, they were 114th nationally against in terms of average yards per carry allowed, right? You can double check. I'm going off the top of my head, but I think it's 482, and I think it was 114th nationally. Okay. They were 67th nationally in scoring defense, which isn't abysmal, but I don't know. If you're just shooting for not abysmal, I guess it's good. But no, you got to shoot higher than all of that. And I don't know. Do they have it? We just kind of covered. We're not sure they do. So again, I do like what they have on offense. If we want to end this on a positive note, I like that offense. I think I think they will be better up front on that side. The receiver room how long has it been since it's been this good in your opinion? It's been a long time in my opinion. They got guys. the running back room is, I think, will be better than a lot of people think. Now, what's Calandria got? You know, I think it's going to be exciting. I'm excited about Calandria. I think it'll be fun to watch him. But you know, as long as he's not erratic, so that's what it comes down to.
Sip, if I gave you an invite that you could come in here and join me and Connor in the home inning, would that entice you to come to the ballpark, call an inning of baseball with me and Connor? Would that be the thing to get you to come to the game?
God, yeah, I can't. I mean, I'm in a situation where I really can't. So, yeah, it would. That's enticing. No, I mean,
you can't cancel. You can't cancel on your Tuesday plans.
No, I'm not, John. I'm not trained in that regard. You know,
you don't have to be. That's the fun of it.
Anybody can do it.
No, I'm not saying anybody can do it.
They pay John. If they pay John, Sip, you'll be just.
Shut up, Josh.
John.
Tell you what, Sip. These teams are going to play again in May at the big ballpark in Omaha. If you show up, we'll bring you in for like the 5th inning, and we can just have fun on the radio.
Wow.
Would I be the analyst or the play-by-play?
Let him do play-by-play.
Yeah, we'd have a little. I wouldn't make you do the whole inning, but maybe call a batter or two, and if you do really good, we let you keep going.
Yes.
Heck, it could be a new career for you.
They're called runs, Sip, not points, by the way, just to let you know.
It's terrifying.
Good catch, Josh.
I like terrifying, so yeah, I would do it. I would probably do that. Let's talk. We'll continue this discussion. How about
we will continue this conversation.
Let's go.
Steve Sipple, HuskerOnline.com, member of the On3 Network. Thanks, Sip. Have a great night.
Bye, Sip.
You guys are incredible. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You are incredible, Sip.
He sounds enticed. Now, no way in hell it's going to happen, but he sounds intrigued.
We're going to make this happen.
Come on.
Bring
Sip to Omaha. Hashtag bring Sip to Omaha.
If we can't bring the KLIN RV to an Embrace Ball Regional, we can bring Sip to a broadcast booth.
I agree.
All right. When we come back, we'll do some content and dinner together.
What?
Because then we turn the grum over to Connor, and he's going to talk with Creighton head coach Mark Kingston.
Wow.
Ahead of tonight's game, Nebraska and Creighton. It's going to be color versus color tonight. Jays are wearing blue tops. Huskers are wearing red tops. I like it. I like it a lot. On the 1620 The Zone Radio Network.
I made you some unsportsmanlike content. Unsportsmanlike content.
Unsportsmanlike content. Content that's unsportsmanlike.
This week's half-off deal is for Churco. Get two $25 gift vouchers for only $25 from fresh pastas, handcrafted daily to dry-aged steaks. Churco, perfect for date night or any night. Located at 192nd and Q. It's CIRCOOmaha.com. Listen to Middays with Matt for a chance to win and get more details about how you can get this 2-for-1 online at 1620thezone.com.
Here's a stat for you, both of you.
Oh.
For the first time in 70 years, a pair of 3-time MVPs each homered twice inside the game, according to Stats Perform. Mike Trout and Aaron Judge each did so last night in the Yankees win. It's time for our favorite game. Is this one of those stats that's cool or really weird?
It's a very cool stat. Now, Josh, do you know who the last pair of 3-time All-Star or MVPs did this trick?
No, I don't.
Because you're an idiot?
No, was Willie Mays one of them?
No, but you're in the right ballpark in terms of generation. Stan Musial and Roy Campanella, June 21st, 1956.
I didn't realize Aaron Judge had won 3 MVPs.
Three.
I
didn't realize that Mike Trout had won 3 MVPs. I thought it was hard to win an MVP when you played for a bad team, but
not in baseball, John. They love giving MVPs.
Pretty exciting stuff.
We had this game on last night during dinner. It was a wild one. A lot of hits, a lot of home runs, and Michael Kay was pissed the entire time that I heard him.
Why was Michael Kay pissed? The Yankees won.
The inning that I was watching, the Angels, they had an at-bat that lasted 11 pitches, and they made the game a lot more interesting. He was just a little upset.
Oh, well, that's too bad.
Mm-hmm.
He got to see history. History happens here.
Nice.
A second 5-star has hit the Red Raiders. On Monday, Tech picked up commitment from their second 5-star of the cycle, this time a player from Maryland. Will Texas Tech play for a national championship in the next 5 years?
I think they will not. No, they will not do it, and here is why. As good as Joey McGuire is, Garrett's dad, he's not that good of a coach. I think he's solid. I actually think he's underrated, but as many talented players as they have on the roster, you still need like a really, really, really good coach in the playoff. So no, I'll say no, Nick. That's my final answer, even though I don't feel good about it.
I mean, I would love it. I would love for anybody that is in a conference not named the Big Ten or SEC to play for a national championship more
wow,
often.
you don't want Nebraska to play for a national championship.
I didn't say that. I just want to see other teams from other conferences because I don't want it to get that top heavy. I mean, it's going to be hard for – honestly, you could ask this question, will it be a Big 12 team play for a national title in the next 5 years? And I would probably say no. Texas Tech's going to be probably your best hope, but I still don't think even with the recruiting that they're doing and the transfer portaling that they're doing that they're still going to have enough firepower. And yes, iron sharpens iron, and you wonder if, the iron of the Big 12 is good enough to sharpen Texas Tech to have them ready to make a playoff run.
The Huskers and Blujeays play for the second time of the season tonight. We know John won't give us a real pick, so it's up to you, Josh. What's going to happen?
I think Creighton is going to win. I think there will be a rubber match in Omaha, and most importantly, Steve Sipple will be on the call for the 5th inning in Omaha, not tonight in Lincoln.
I think key to the game tonight, Creighton's got to have better production from the top of its lineup. I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but in the first game between these two teams, Nebraska's top 5 hitters went a combined 8 for 23 with 5 RBI. Creighton's top 5 hitters went a combined 3 for 17 with only 2 runs batted in, and it was Nate McHugh had all 3 of those hits. They need Waxman. They need Isaac Waxman, Creighton center fielder.
What about Holmes Runsman?
They need those guys to produce, especially tonight with the wind blowing out. I watched both those guys during PP. They hit some big home runs. Take the over on 3.5.
All right.
3.5.
The line's
runs.
moving. I'm here. The line is moving. It's at 5.5 now, John.
Take the over at 3.5.
Guess what? It's time for some play-in games. Woo! Tonight in the association. I think that's basketball.
It is, Nick.
Miami or Charlotte will be eliminated, while Portland or Phoenix will move on to the actual playoffs in 4 months from now.
No,
is that when that starts?
On Saturday, Nick.
Who are you rooting for?
Come on, man. This is the dumbest question you've ever asked. My Charlotte Hornets are going to win, and then they are going to make one hell of a run, and it's going to be them in Boston for the Eastern Conference, just like God intended.
What?
Baylor Shireman versus Ryan Kalkbrenner. Yep, it's going to happen. Let's go Hornets. Let's go my Hornets, and I don't care about the
Whoa,
Portland
what
Phoenix.
about Padilla?
Yeah.
Well, but
Padilla.
if Phoenix wins, then Padilla's going to be...
He'll be polluting your timeline.
Well, he's just going to be miserable
Delaying your timeline.
because you know they're not going to go very far. So it might be just best to let them out. Just let him out of his misery.
Oh, Portland, says John. He was a big Clyde Drexler fan back in the late 80s, early 90s.
I like Clyde Drexler. Absolutely.
Clyde the Glide. That's a cool
I like
name.
Clyde Drexler.
Clyde the Glide.
Clyde was a hell of a player. I like Clyde.
Jacob, I'll be on your side. Go Suns tonight, and I will
I'm
be
just looking
honest.
out for his health.
I am also rooting for the Charlotte Hornets. Con, don't call me nipple canipple. Give me the Hornets to move on. But if they win tonight, they got to play another game before the playoffs. Go Charlotte.
Which is garbage. What kind of a stupid format is this?
They're trying to copy baseball.
According to ESPN, Goofy Puke Kendrick, don't call me Lamar Perkins.
Who wrote this question, I wonder?
If the Lakers and LeBron James win their first round playoff series against the Rockets, the GOAT conversation between LeBron and Michael Jordan is over. Say what?
I feel like, John, all of the critiques and criticisms of ESPN,
Tips and tricks.
I don't think all of them are true. But man, whenever Kendrick Perkins speaks, I think that he is the poster child for idiot crap that they say on TV just to make people mad. And you know what? It worked, because apparently this dumb question, and not the question's not dumb, but the dumb opinion showed up in our show. What? If they win a first round series, he's now the GOAT. Congratulations. Come on, Kendrick. Kendrick Perkins is such a moron, man. I didn't like him when he played in the NFL for the stupid-ass Boston Celtics, which John probably loved
You
that
said
he did.
NFL.
NBA either. I didn't like him in either of the sports, Nick. He is a moron.
I'd believe it if Kendrick Perkins played in the NFL, because he probably got concussion too many times. I look forward to, now because of this.
Yeah.
I want the Lakers to win.
Go Lakers!
So that we can and we will do this. We will do this.
A graphic? Nick, get on the
we
canvas.
We will retire.
The canvas.
We will retire
the GOAT conversation.
The LeBron versus MJ argument.
Heck
if
yeah.
the Lakers win this series. We will retire it. It will be put up in the rafters, and it will never be spoken of again.
Wow. John just said it. LeBron will be the GOAT.
I like his brother Teddy Perkins better.
Wow.
That's an Atlanta reference.
Freaking Marlon Perkins had better takes on the NBA.
Marlon Perkins.
We should bring back
Look him up. Google it.
How old of a reference was that?
Like 40 years.
Mark Jones did his last assignment for ESPN after 36 years at the network. Do you care?
No, not really.
Wow,
he's one of those guys. Yes, Connor's weighing in. He's one of those guys where you didn't realize, God, he's been there forever.
He doesn't even look that old.
No, he doesn't.
I remember I rewatched Nebraska Kansas State football game one time, classic me, from 1995, and he was on the call.
Oh,
I realized that like 5 years ago.
Does
I
he
was
look
like,
the
wait,
same?
what? Pretty much, Nick.
Whoa.
Seriously. I honestly liked Mark Jones until the last few years when he did a lot of the Deion Sanders Colorado games in year one and year two.
Yeah, that was pretty annoying.
Yeah, but I always liked him before that. I thought he was solid. I thought he had a nice level of excitement when he called the basketball games.
Josh,
Nick,
this mostly affects you.
Oh, okay.
YouTube TV subscribers will not have ESPN Unlimited access until late summer.
Oh.
This means, unfortunately, you have to buy ESPN Unlimited to watch WrestleMania this weekend. Josh, how will you know if Cody finishes his story again?
He's doing another story.
Maybe it's the same story.
Oh my gosh, Cody Rhodes, you can kiss my butt.
He's gonna beat you up.
What kind of nerdy crap are you into, John?
It's a question for you. Are you going to buy ESPN Unlimited this
No,
weekend?
absolutely not.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're going to miss out to
This
see
is
if
great
Cody
news.
finishes his new story.
It's coming this summer. That's awesome.
Well, here's the problem. They agreed to this damn thing like in November? And we're still waiting. It's April, and we're still waiting for them to integrate YouTube TV with ESPN Unlimited.
Yeah. Well,
good Lord.
Sadly, integration did not move at the pace we wanted it to back in the day, and apparently it's the same thing now with ESPN and YouTube TV.
Unbelievable. I can't believe you went there.
Finally
already?
The 2026 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame class was announced.
I thought Thursday was for I Don't Care.
Among the inductees, Bill Collins, Billy Idol, Iron Maiden, Oasis, Luther Vandross, and the Wu-Tang Clan. You got any objections?
The only objection is that I don't care. Congrats to all of the nominees.
Well, that's right, because you hate music.
Wu-Tang Clan is the one that has the album that they only printed one, right? And that annoying rich guy bought. Is that Wu-Tang Clan?
I think so.
I have no freaking idea.
That's cool though. They made one album.
But they made more than one.
No, but that's what they're most famous for.
I'm surprised that Phil Collins and Billy Idol weren't already in. I mean, those are some pretty heavy hitters from back in the day. And of course, now I'm guessing Genesis is already in.
Yeah.
So Phil Collins is already. It's like the WWE Hall of Fame, of which, of course, Josh also is very familiar with, where you can go in as an individual and then also go in like if you're a member of a faction or a tag team. So you get like multiple Hall of Fame rings. Phil Collins is getting another Hall of Fame ring.
That's cool.
That is cool.
You know what else is cool?
Iron Maiden, by the way.
No, not that.
The composers of
the number of the beast.
It's also used in the Bone Temple.
We need to bring back the need to get to 6 game.
We do.
Because also that's what Nebraska football is going to be doing this year. Need to get to 6.
We need to get Troy Dannon on mic saying, man, we just need to get to 6.
Just need to get to 6.
Incredible. You hungry?
Very.
Sure, why not?
When you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Crust is good on your pizza, not your ass.
I will eat your ass first.
He's tough as a Woolworth steak.
And then it's going to take 2 more shots to knock us down. All right. And on the way up, we're going to take your other kneecap.
I'm ready to hang them up, gut them, and skin them, and chop them up. You know what? I'm ready. My daughters aren't starving to death. I'll eat my neighbors.
And we're going to get up, and then it's going to take 3 shots to get us down. And when we do, we're going to take another hunk out of you.
Cliff, what are you going to take away as your best memory from playing basketball at Boston College?
Probably just like going out to eat.
You know what?
What?
We have a special guest on What's for Dinner.
Oh,
Connor is back.
Probably just
Connor is
out
back.
to eat.
And Connor has already had his dinner.
What was for dinner?
What was for dinner?
A cheeseburger, which I put ketchup and mustard on.
Nice.
You don't need
2
ketchup on a
pumps.
cheeseburger.
Gross, Happer.
What do you mean? I don't need ketchup on a cheeseburger.
You only need mustard on a cheeseburger.
I
This
disagree.
is not a hot dog, Nick. It's
Yeah.
fine.
You only need
You
that
don't
on a hot
you don't
dog,
put
too.
ketchup on a hot dog.
Are
you
you
put ketchup
4?
on-
Do you like ketchup?
Got him.
McDonald's puts ketchup on all their
Yeah,
hamburgers.
it's a
I
hamburger.
don't eat
Nick.
McDonald's.
What does
You
McDonald's
can put whatever you
know?
want. You can put ranch on there. I don't care what
That's
you do
pretty
with your
good,
hamburger.
actually.
And
So ketchup is for kids, but not ranch.
I was afforded a small little card that said I could get an entree.
I have
and
the
a
same
side,
card.
and I got French fries.
Oh.
Now I'm having my first Mountain Dew since 2023.
Are you serious?
I don't know. Probably. It's been a long time.
Happer's off the wagon again.
When in Lincoln.
John,
Great.
Are
So
you gonna have the
So
same
he's going to be
thing?
bouncing off the walls tonight. Oh, wow.
That's right. We got the red and the blue jerseys. They're great.
Oh, it looks
It
great.
looks good. Same thing for you, John. You gonna have a burger with ketchup, mustard, and ranch on it, like
Well,
Happer
let's see.
did?
You know what? Here's all the options. I don't
Whoa.
know if you can read
Don't
these.
show your credentials,
Whoa.
John.
Here's all the options. I can get a main entree, which includes a slice of Val's, cheeseburger,
Gross.
hamburger, Polish, a brat, a hot dog, a pork sandwich, or a veggie burger. Hell no on the veggie burger.
Wow, you can get literally everything that they have, essentially. This is way different than going to an NCAA tournament. You could only go to like 2 restaurants.
Yeah, and then the side items, fries, cheese fries, ballpark nachos, Cracker Jacks, chips, peanuts, sunflower seeds, popcorn, bag of candy, or pretzel bites.
I would go brat, fries. I would go brat and fries.
We got to maximize the allowance, right? So cheeseburger and cheese fries.
That would not maximize it.
See, the thing is, I had a Valentino's pizza slice. It was left over for
Bummer.
lunch today, so
I'm
that's
sorry.
out. And I had a bratwurst Saturday at the game.
Mr. Brat.
So I might go Polish
They call
dog.
Mike Vrabel.
Polish dog and cheese fries.
Yikes, Josh.
I can't believe you said that. Unbelievable.
How about you, Josh?
Chris, I don't know. So my wife, she's not feeling very well, and so I'm going to call her when I leave the station, and we're going to figure that out on the phone together.
Nice.
So
Did you poison her?
No, I would never poison my wife. Do not put it on the internet.
Why did you say that?
Yeah, why'd you say it like that?
Sounded weird when you
I would
said
never
that.
poison my
I
wife.
have a shirt that says it. I would never poison my wife.
Paige is at meetings for the next 2 days, so I'm on my own tonight.
Nick is so excited about this.
I think I'm going to have leftover Olive Garden from Sunday.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God. Italian Applebee's.
Hey, why don't you get tacos or something, Nick? Taco Bell.
Because I have leftover Olive Garden from Sunday.
By the way, Happer, your interrogation of McMaster in the crossover today about him meal prepping sandwiches. What I could not agree with you more. Unhinged behavior by McMaster.
Meal prepping sandwiches.
He
the
thought
zoo
he
beer
was
sandwiches?
doing something because he was making a bunch of food for the week. And I said, that's a really nice idea, Matt, but the food was sandwiches. Like bread and turkey. And I'm like, dude, the sandwiches are going to be pretty rough by Thursday.
gonna
He
be
was like,
gross.
You can
Wait,
just
so
make them.
he's pre-making these
yeah,
sandwiches?
he has sandwiches for the week.
Is he putting these in his little cooler and taking it with a beer in his paper bag to
Put
the
his hard
zoo?
hat on, maybe. I don't know.
Well, yesterday his gimmick was he goes to the zoo, he packs a sandwich and a beer and sits in the parking lot
That's right.
and drinks his beer out of a brown paper bag.
He's a questionable man.
Now he's pre-prepping his sandwiches. What is this? Was he running a gas station?
I think he was trying to be like, cool on Instagram and make a bunch of food for the week, but the food was sandwiches.
Meal prepping is smart, but not in that capacity.
But not sandwiches.
Like you can have rice, make a bunch of chicken, and then put it in 5 different things.
Right.
Not sandwiches.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like putting any mayo or mustard or anything, it's gonna
it's gonna
soak
be
through the bread.
gross.
Yeah, it's gonna
Imagine
be
if you put
horrifying.
pickles on there, like what
You know
that
what?
would do to the bread.
In vacation when they're having the picnic and Rusty goes, my sandwich is all wet. And it's because the dog is peed on the sandwich. That's what Matt is going to be.
So does McMaster sandwiches pre-peed on?
Yeah, seems like it. Seems like it.
Oh.
All right. Well,
Great Blue Jay baseball.
great Blue Jay baseball, including our interview with Coach Kingston.
On
Connor,
the Grum.
get down to the field quick.
This is a Grum interview. It counts on the Grum.
That's right. Connor's going to rush down on the
All
field
right,
and
gotta
grab
go.
Coach Kingston.
Have a great interview, Happer.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. Baseball's next.
Bye-bye.